he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Look around. Look around. They're gathering around outside.
Yeah, they are.
Can you feel it?
That's been going on for a while. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody in the chat. You watch us on the YouTube. Hey, there's MC already throwing barbs.
Barbs?
Speaking of barbs.
What's your mom have to do with this?
Yeah, she came home from the hospital yesterday, and I mentioned that. I know. I'll mention it 55 more times. Having a family dinner tonight.
Are you cooking?
I am.
What's the meal?
Well, so she's on a low sodium diet. So, but
I don't want to get old. That doesn't sound fun.
I know.
I like sodium.
I know.
It tastes good.
And she wants I make this pork loin recipe, so I had to like research sodium and pork. I always thought pork was like super salty, but I guess it's
really
as long as you don't. Yeah,
I would have thought the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it's okay. A
lot of other health issues there, but
so I'm making this pork loin, and I am what I do is I slice it down the middle, and then I make like a crevasse,
mm-hmm.
And I throw in. I know it's going to sound weird, but I throw in apple pie filling, and then I wrap it up with twine, and I smoke it. So apples and pork go well together. So
that I did know.
When you slice it into medallions, it's filled with a little bit of apple, not a lot, but enough to where you can get it in a slice. My mom's a big pork and applesauce person, which is not my favorite, but
I'm not an applesauce guy.
It's not me neither. It tastes like baby food. But I mean,
it kind of is baby food.
Yeah, exactly.
If you really break it down.
But it's not,
anything pureed is baby food at this point, right?
I pretty much agree. So unlike most things, this is not about me. It's about her, which I dislike, but whatever.
But we're gonna find a way to make it about you. I feel like
we will.
The night's over.
Oh, for sure. You mentioned something before the show.
I did,
and I purposely did not interact because I have strong feelings about this, and you hit on it, and that is so you reported the breaking news. Which is Shark Week is now Shark Month.
It looks like they're calling it Shark Fest, and it's a 4-week event now.
Uh-huh.
And I was never here for Shark Week. You want to have a Shark Day, it's fine.
Yeah.
Shark Week is doing too much. Shark Month.
Uh-huh.
This is like ODing on shark.
I just saw that, Jay. I think that's Nat Geo's version of Shark Week.
Oh, wait. Do we have competing shark?
I believe that's because Nat Geo, I think Discovery Channel is Shark Week. That's what it's funny you mentioned that. I was just going over this in my head back here. And I think I believe Nat Geo's the competitor.
Wow.
Oh, so they're taking over.
Yeah.
They're trying to. Well, obviously Shark Week is a massive success because it
I get it.
But I don't.
I don't either. I'm not here for it.
I've never been like a shark guy. First off, the ocean is scary, and you're always the visiting team. Like you don't know what's going on below. When I was up
that crowd
they don't like you. At best, they're just going to leave you alone. At best. I didn't know this. We were boating around. You just look down and the whole thing is filled with massive jellyfish.
Yeah.
I've been stung by a jellyfish.
I've heard it hurts.
Yeah, it was, the whole thing. And I don't even know if this is true. Some people say it's an old tale, whatever. I got stung in Mexico by a jellyfish and it was the dumbest thing. I was just walking like on the shore and there's a reason why they tell you to shuffle and not step. So if you shuffle, you get a chance, give the thing a chance to flit away. I stepped and apparently stomped on one and it stung me on the top of the foot. And the whole thing about how if you pee on it, it feels better. And, you think like, okay, but it's gross. I'll tell you right now, we were right in front of some hotel. If I'd have known for a fact it would have worked, I would have let the entire hotel line up and pee on my foot. Like, that's how bad it hurts. I would have been like, come on down, pee away on my foot. It's disgusting. I might get a little spray on me. This is gross, but it is that bad of pain. Shark Week.
You didn't just pee on yourself?
Yeah, I was out in public and I felt weird. I would grit through the pain. I don't get it. There's some people that are like, oh, look at the shark.
Like I said, It's like, I'm sure there's some interesting factoids about sharks. I'm sure there's some programming about sharks that's like, okay, that's interesting. But like I said, you want to do a day, that makes sense to me. Like your Nat Geo or your Discovery Channel, that's in your wheelhouse. Hey, man, we're doing a shark day. A week, like, who sits there and watches a week's worth of shark programming?
Because I think there's a certain sect of people. I think this is true. It's like there's a Venn diagram of people that love Shark Week and would also love like Lion Week. Like the ones where like all it is the lion hunting and then taking down the gazelle and stuff.
For the 56th
episode. Yeah, I think they're into that. And they'd be into like Predator Week where it's like, Hippo takes out the Hippo takes out the thing and this
because there's also a section that would be into that kind of Predator Week too.
I don't know that would be a big hit.
Discovery ID channel connoisseur would totally like watch programming all based around predatory people.
And I love nature. I do. But it's like my nature shows, and I mean, I love nature shows, I should say, documentaries. I watch them all the time. But my thing is like the Himalayan monkey hangs out with other Himalayan monkeys and they form a tribe and they pick fruit and build a home. Like I'm into that. Like, how do they live? I would enjoy like Dolphin Week.
See, now you're starting to get towards Shark Week.
No, Dolphin Week.
How about Dolphin Day?
Dolphin Day would be fine. Like, give me dolphins, dolphining around, swimming. I always love seeing, if you ever see a dolphin live, it's like, oh my God, dolphin. Like, huge fan of dolphins. They're great. And dolphins could be scary when you look at them and that beak and the teeth and all that. Like, dolphins put way too much thought into this. Let me tell you right now, the two cutest animals that if they did a heel turn could be the scariest, in my opinion, are dolphins and rabbits. Like, I used to have really bad dreams about like giant bloodthirsty rabbits when I was a kid. Like, rabbits kind of freak me out because of those weird eyes and the nose and stuff. But dolphins, everyone loves dolphins. Like, dolphins saved the person from drowning. Dolphin got tangled in the net and released and gave you a, before they left. Like, they always, and I think part of it is dolphins look like they're smiling.
Yeah.
I think subconsciously that's a reason why a lot of people love dolphins, is because it looks like a dolphin is smiling. Like, if you ever hear anybody saying, hey, had a nice dolphin steak, they're instantly hated. What puts the
such a thing exist?
I'm sure it's a big old fish, man, or mammal, or whatever it is.
Wondering if I should Google that on the company.
What, dolphin steak?
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, someone's eaten dolphin before.
Let's see.
It's a big old thing, So, but if somebody says, "Yeah, I had a couple of dolphin steaks," you're like, "Wow, you're going to hell." But if you say, "Well, I had a couple of tuna steaks or shark steaks," or
I looked up dolphin steak and it automatically goes to mahi recipes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
Is there?
Dolphins are highly intelligent, though. I think that's probably why. But people also say the same things about pigs. But I think dolphins are on like another level.
I'm with you. Like, dolphins are super smart, but like, why does that? What did I see? I saw a PETA. Look, I'm not trying to get into this, but I saw a PETA ad the other day, and it was like, just because you can't hear,
watch PETA ads.
No, it popped up on, it pops up on your feed for whatever, and you're just like, okay. And it was like, what did it say? Just because you don't hear a fish scream doesn't mean it doesn't feel pain, right?
Same.
And I'm like, oh, okay. But then, like, how do we know a tomato doesn't feel pain? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know everything. How do we know ripping a lettuce from its vine, or not vine?
I mean, it doesn't have pain receptors or any way to like absorb.
That's your opinion.
That's true.
What
I love how you led with, how do we know tomatoes don't have
how do we know?
I know what you're saying though. Like,
How do we
you
know
put-
it's not in a different way?
it's not sentient in a traditional sense, but you put that. I always think of like Toy Story. Like the tomato could be having a life, and we just never know.
100%.
If I just clipped up the last 45 seconds, put it out on the internet, 100% of the internet audience would think you both are high.
Oh, no,
out of your
I
mind
completely
right
I mean,
agree
when
now.
you
with
get up
that.
this early, it's like it's
You
pretty
are kinda
similar.
high.
Yeah.
And lastly, you know,
Dear Lord.
we sit here and just to bring it all back to the beginning, we sit here and celebrate, you know, Shark Week, where you know, Frankie Shark is going through and
Don't say we.
and tearing up Billy Tuna, and it's, oh my God, it's amazing. But why do fish get to eat other fish, but we can't eat fish? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
come
can't
on.
eat fish.
No, I'm saying to like
That's-
some people, they don't want you to eat fish. Like, don't eat
There's
meat.
those people everywhere. There's
I
probably some people
understand
that don't
that.
want you to eat vegetables either.
I want to find those people. Like,
They're called diabetics.
What about the people that are like, I stand for the lettuce? Who are those people? What would it be?
Piva?
Piva? No, because A is animal. Pet V?
I'm relating to what you're putting down, honestly.
Thank you.
I really am.
appreciate
I want you to
that.
know the company you keep now.
You know what? On this one, Nate and I, the cheeses stand alone on this one. It's Nate and I on Mediterranean Island, and you know, whatever. So screw Shark Week, hooray Dolphin, and we need to do more research on vegetables. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's start the show here. Let's lead off. There is a new king. Oh, and there's another official new king, and the Giants in a game that I watched yesterday.
Game or games?
I watched the game, and to be honest, I watched the second half of the second game, but I watched a good 5 innings. I truly
It was
did.
actually good 5 innings as well.
Let me tell you something, man. That was a hell of a game, and we'll talk about that leading off next.
The Kings are running it back.
Hammers it off the dribble against Gobert, and he was fouled. Oh my, what a take that time by Domantas Sabonis, and leads Gobert. That's strong. Two-hand flush off the dribble, thrown down by Trey Lyles.
And welcoming some new faces.
Yes. Toby Jones with 2 more.
Now they go to Duarte in the corner for 3, and he rains it down.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Summertime is a great time to get your home evaluated for solar, and while you're at it, make sure your roof is in good shape for all seasons. Hey, Jason Ross here to tell you about ACR Solar and Home Services. Go to acrsolar.com to find out all the different things that they can provide for you. And while we're all watching utility costs go up, along with everything else, why not make the most of the sunshine beating down on your roof? Harness that solar power and cut those rising utility bills while at the same time improving the value of your home. ACR Solar and Home Services makes it easy with a simple evaluation that'll show you just what it would take to get your home generating savings that help your bottom line and help protect the environment. So start now, and while you're there, ACR Solar and Home Services can make sure your roof is in prime condition. So just go to acrsolar.com and start your savings today. ACR Solar and Home Services, quality, value, and integrity since 1979.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Westbrook will miss it by nothing. An offensive rebound. Nerlens Noel aggressive underneath with the putback.
Nerlens Noel.
Lions.
Hey, you know what I said on social media yesterday as my analysis of this move? Maybe you didn't see it. You probably didn't, but I said, I said the Kings are going to go 82-0 next year because they have Noel. Of Noel.
No, I got it.
It's like Nerlens
Yep.
Noel. But like they will have
No
but what I mean is like how the
L.
kids say no losses.
Did you get a lot of
Honestly, viral.
Yeah.
150,000 views. It's
dude?
amazing.
Whitey kept saying yesterday, it's Christmas in July, and I'm like, dude, it's not that big of a signing. And then it hit me, oh, Noel.
Noel. Yeah. Nerlens Noel, who was once, as a matter of fact, why do I want to say Nerlens Noel was in the Joel Embiid draft? I want to say he was.
Noel was 2013. It's the Anthony Bennett draft.
Was
Is that
it really?
which I don't believe is the Joel Embiid draft. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but like Noel was mocked to go number 1
Yes,
for quite some time.
I very much remember him coming out of the old.
And while he would have been probably considered a bust at 1, he would have been a much better pick than Anthony Bennett.
Well, that was
As would have me or you.
Yeah, that was one of the worst drafts in modern
It's
NBA
pretty
history.
awful.
It really was. Nerlens Noel goes number 6. No, he wasn't in the Embiid draft. You're right. Nerlens Noel going. How about this? How about the Nerlens Noel sandwich? He goes 1 pick after number 5 pick Alex Len, and 1 pick before number 7 pick Ben McLemore.
Wow.
Yeah, it was always meant to be.
So Kingsy to get a bunch of guys in the top 10 from that.
Dear Lord, dude. That draft, honestly, the best pick of the top 10 was number 10, CJ McCollum. Victor Oladipo went second. And then it's Otto Porter, Cody Zeller, Len Noel, McLemore, KCP, and Trey Burke.
KCP is probably up like.
Yeah, that was the Ray McCallum draft too. I'm trying to think. I was like, who's the best player in that draft? Oh, number 15, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yep.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Could this be the only draft where one player is better than all the other players combined? In the entire, in like first and second round.
If you said Giannis or the field, you're taking Giannis.
I honestly wonder when it's all said and done, if Giannis Antetokounmpo will have like more points or rebounds or both than every single person in that draft. Or Rudy Gobert is number 27.
Yeah, he won't have more blocks than Rudy.
No, he won't.
Nerlens Noel, the original start of the process.
Yes, he was, as a matter of fact.
Darrell Morey, your favorite.
Yeah.
Or not Darrell Morey, I'm sorry, Sam Hinkie.
No, Sam Hinkie.
Traded All-Star Drew Holiday for Nerlens Noel. Not great.
Was reported $3.1 million. Nerlens Noel, basically 7 feet, 6'11 and a half. He's 29 years old. Not what he used to be. And I mean, really, what did he used to be? But not that. Last year for Brooklyn and Detroit combined, 17 games. And in those 17 games, he averaged 2 points and 0.6 blocks in just a few minutes.
Per 36?
Yeah, let's look. Hey, you know what? Let's look at Nerlens Noel's per 36. Aha! Nerlens Noel's per 36, 6.5 points, 3 steals, 1.8 blocks, 8.5 boards. It's pretty impressive.
The Nerlens.
Now, if he gets 36, I always kind of wanted him to play for the Pelicans.
I mean, that's who drafted him.
Yes. Because then you have Nerlens. Nerlens.
No.
It's close.
Not that close.
No.
Nah.
Nate. Thumbs. I get 2 thumbs up from Nate. Nerlens.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's still asleep. So, look, we're going to talk about this move. I'm not going to try to push this out as like, oh, we're winning the title.
Come on.
But I like this move. I really, really like the move. Sometimes the best moves are made around the edges. And Monty and friends have been, this is, they have been, I think this summer for the Kings, we could refer to as a pie crust. Like, it's not the filling. It's not the topping. But it's the crust around the edges that they're working with right now. And adding in a Sasha Vezenkov, a Nerlens Noel, a Chris Duarte. These are solid. And by the way, with Vezenkov, maybe beyond solid, maybe not. These are solid depth moves.
I've said if Vezenkov is just solid next year, it's a huge win.
I agree.
He's just solid, just good role player.
If Sasha Vezenkov, the reigning EuroLeague MVP, comes in and he's basically, and it's so, I hate these comparisons because it's like, well, let's compare him to another Euro. We must. But honest to God, if he comes in and he's Bogdan Bogdanović, but bigger.
Oh, that's a huge win.
That's insane.
I'm not even putting expectations on that. But if you get that,
I basically am looking for an older, more mature Luka Doncic.
Third MVP on the Kings. Sasha, Keegan, and Davion. Davion and Keegan, both Summer League
we
MVPs.
count those.
Is it not an MVP award? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know that wasn't a thing.
This is a good move. I enjoyed this move, and I think it's going to give Mike Brown some more options that he so much needs. Let's get to number 2, though. More moves.
Cut number 2.
Oh, and here comes Vezenkov. He gets the big finish after more smooth offensive production from Barcelona.
You have such a leg up on me I think that guy was British and you're doing play-by-play. It sounds like they play a more classy game over there.
They do.
Yeah, there's they have a tea break and all that.
By classy, we mean when their team is down in the championship game and they know they're going to lose, they just start setting off explosive into the stands. That's how classy the European game is.
You know what? You're 100% correct. Sasha Vezenkov.
All I'm saying is, as a Kings fan, I've had that urge before.
Have you? Are you aware of?
But mine was more like the first quarter, not in the fourth.
Did you know that the Kings now, I believe, lead the NBA in players named Alexander? They have 2, Lan and Vezenkov. He's not Sasha. He's Alexander Vezenkov. That's his government name. His European Union name is Alexander. But we will call him Sasha. He is Bulgarian. He is now here in Sacramento. The signing is official. Yes, I know this is old news, but they have completed a 3-year, $20 million deal. It's less than $7 million a year. It's guaranteed for the first 2 years and a team option for the 3rd year. We'll give you a little bit on Sasha. We've already talked about that at length. I think what's important is they were able to get the reigning EuroLeague MVP over here for under $7 million a year on a very.
They got him for. I was surprised how cheap he came over for.
A very, very, a very. The whole process of acquiring his rights, I believe, was it Phoenix?
Cleveland.
Thank you. The whole bogey was Phoenix. Great move. We'll see. But the depth the Kings have right now, something we should talk about today. They have depth, and I'm incredibly
funny you mentioned that.
Oh, yes.
Got that coming up at 8:13.
Wow, you know what? Look at that. Would you look at that? Gosh, that means you have to wait 2 hours to talk about it, though.
Well, we got other fun stuff to get to as well.
Okay, including Safer out next, the Yankees, the Giants, and the Crime Dog. We got that next. Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins, you got any Ghostbusting need to be done? Don't call Sam.
Don't call Sam.
Doesn't Sam Darnold have a history with ghosts?
He does. That's right.
Yeah.
He was seeing ghosts on Monday Night Football. I forgot about that.
Seeing ghosts.
Like there were, he got absolutely dragged.
That was kind of unfair.
It was because the dude was having a terrible game and
maybe he didn't mean what we thought he meant.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
How far do you hit your 7-iron? The answers will tell you which tees to play, according to Josh Sens in Golf Magazine. Deep down, you know you shouldn't be playing from the tips, but it's common for golfers to play from too far back. Aside from higher scores, rounds become a grind and golf becomes much less fun. After several years of research, the USGA unveiled a new data-driven offering to find the proper tees called Best Tees. If you know how far you hit your 7-iron, Best Tees will tell you which tee boxes to play. A typical male golfer should be playing from 6,100 yards and a typical female golfer from 4,400 yards. Most players have a good idea of their 7-iron distance, with average male's distance of 138 yards and average females of 100 yards. Throw out the occasional perfect shot, which travels more than those distances, and concentrate on your average. This will allow you to reach the vicinity of most greens in regulation and let you hit a variety of clubs on approach shots. Leave your ego at home and give it a chance. You'll have more fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal with Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on the team at age 29. You can keep it locked on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for all your updates on the Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Those are the headlines. Now we return to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
As we're getting into baseball, I just saw, there's no doubt in my mind, the greatest bobblehead I've ever seen. Did you see this yesterday? As horrible as they are.
Bobbleheads?
No.
Oh.
The Kansas City Royals.
Oh.
Put out the greatest bobblehead I have ever seen. And let me tell you, friend, I've seen a bobblehead or two in my life.
Got it. We have a...
Yep. I need to get one. It's Bo Jackson, so you're already doing great. But how about Bo Jackson climbing the wall?
Oh, that's awesome.
How sick is that?
Is that a fan giveaway or can you purchase it?
I think yes.
Oh, really?
It's a fan giveaway, but I'll just bet.
I might need one of those for the studio.
That's what I'm talking about. I'll just bet there's at least a Bo Jackson wall climbing bobblehead on eBay. And boy, do I need one of those.
Funny you say that. I just looked it up. First thing.
Yeah.
eBay comes up. See how that $60. I don't need that.
I don't need that. $60.
60, yeah,
Get
60,
outta
52.
Here. Wow.
Come on. Yeah, never been a bobblehead collector.
I went through a phase where I had all the Kings bobbleheads, the Carl's Jr. ones, and then, but remember they didn't have Chris Webber,
right?
So I went and got a bootleg Chris Webber, And then that turned into a Jack in the Box bobblehead, which turned into a Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel bobblehead.
Oh, so you really went deep in the bobblehead
I was
game.
trying to get like fast food bobbleheads, and then now they're just.
That's when you know you have a problem.
I did have a problem. Nate has no problems. He's got his coffee. He's got his microphone.
That's not true.
And what's in the glass?
Oh no, I have problems.
Oh well, of course.
I have problems.
Yes, you do. Safe or out? Question 1.
The New York Yankees are now. Are you?
We're on Dolphin Island.
Unique New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
That baby.
The New York Yankees are now in last place in the AL East for the first time this late in a season since 1990. Safe or out? The Yankees are done for in a stacked AL East.
It's tough when it's the Yankees because they'll just go out and grab, Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Mike Trout at the deadline.
They don't really do that since Hal took over. Hal doesn't spend like Daddy did. He spends, but he's a little more conscious of the checkbook.
Well, I'm gonna go safe. I think they're done. Look, the Rays are the class of that division with their, $5 payroll. And you've got the Red Sox, and you've got the Blue Jays, and you have the Orioles, I believe.
The Orioles,
the Orioles.
The Orioles and the Rays, man, what a story!
The Orioles are
that division.
I don't know what it is, but I love both those teams. Like that's just how baseball teams should be built.
The Rays are because it's like, yeah, we're cheap, young, and fun, and the Orioles are just like, yeah, dude, we have every best prospect in baseball. Come watch them play; they're really good.
I mean, they drafted amazingly. By the way, to your point. It's got to push back a little bit on your point about Hal Steinbrenner.
I said he spends.
Yeah, they're second in the league in payroll.
Exactly, and Daddy was first. So my statement stands as factual.
They are at $280 million. They are ahead of the Padres by 40. And the only reason they're not in first is because Steve Cohen's like, I'm going to spend $1 billion.
And I'm telling you right now, if Jorge was still alive, his daddy,
you think George would be above that?
You think George would let Steve Cohen spend him?
I mean, I don't know. George.
Dude, they would obliterate the luxury tax, just the two of them.
Let's take a look at these.
John Fisher would be making so much money off of Steve Cohen and George Steinbrenner in a bidding war.
The Tampa Bay Rays are just one game ahead of the surging Orioles, who have lost 2 in a row, yet have won 8 of 10. As a matter,
they lost 2 in a row too.
Who say
Your
what?
Or Dodgers.
Yeah, well, hey, that's fine. The AL East, as a matter of fact, right now has a combined 10-game losing streak. Every single team in that division has lost at least their last game. The Yankees are 9 back of the Rays. Here's what's great, though. They're 9 back of the Rays. They're 8 back of the Orioles. And the Orioles actually have a smaller payroll by $9 million than the Rays do.
Yeah.
The Orioles are beating only the Oakland A's. And by the way, the Orioles, $67 million. The A's, $61 million. Not by much.
That Orioles will raise eventually the next couple of years.
What I think is just flat out amazing. The Rays, the higher payroll, $76 million. The Yankees, $279. That $203 more million gets them 9 games behind.
The other interesting thing about that is just to show you how dominant the AL East is and how terrible the AL Central is. I believe the Yankees in last in the AL East have a better record than the first place Twins.
They absolutely do. They are 50-46. The Twins 49-47. The Yankees are 4 games above 500. They would also be, I think, just 2.5 behind the Brewers in the NL Central. But yeah, it's just too strong of a division. They're 2.5 out of the wild card. So, but when you're asking the question, are they done in the stacked AL East? Yes. Now, do they have a chance at the wild card? Maybe.
They need Aaron Judge to get back.
Yeah, of course.
They need Stanton to play more than 5 games a year.
Well, good luck there. So I'm going to go safe there.
Yeah, safe as well.
Number 2.
Safe or out?
The Giants have won 7 straight. The Dodgers have won 4 of 5. Safe or out? The NL West is going to come down to a race between these two longtime rivals?
Well, the Diamondbacks don't want any part of that. They're just a game back of the Giants. The Giants just a game and a half behind the Dodgers. This is shaping up to be a fun race. And yeah, the Giants have won 7 in a row. 2 really good wins over the Reds. They still have 2 more to go in that series. They still have 6 more to go on this road trip. But so far, so good. They have won 8 of 10. They have won 7 in a row. They are within striking distance of the Dodgers, and they're just doing it with great relief pitching. Camilo Duvall, the first Giants pitcher since Rob Nen to get 2 saves in one day yesterday.
He throws the ball fast.
He really, really does. That was a wild 11-10 game. I mean, that was honestly a wild back and forth game.
And then the game they resumed went to extras.
Yeah, that was fun. So,
which you called, by the way, Jay.
Yes, I had a feeling that would be a thing.
You were off by 3, but still, you were being going overboard.
Well, speaking of credit to Jay when it comes to baseball, I'll invite you to tune in at where are we here? Where am I not finding? Oh, here we go. 927. A very special edition of Let's Go Streaking.
Special in many regard. I don't know if we're on the same page with that.
Well, let's just say.
Have you talked to Jason?
I had a nice conversation with Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Night.
So then we're on the same page.
A very special edition of Let's Go Streaking. Just wait for it. Trust me on that. Yeah, it's going to. This is shaping up to be a Giants-Dodgers matchup. The Giants go to Washington, take on the Nationals. And then, weirdly enough, on this road trip, because of a makeup, they will go from Washington, D.C. on Sunday and fly to Detroit, where they will play 1 game against the Tigers in Detroit. And then they come home for a nice long homestand where they begin with a 2-game set against the Oakland A's.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. Bottom line is this. They go from Washington to Detroit to Oakland over 48 hours.
So they play 3 really crappy teams coming up is what you're saying.
Yeah, but you gotta win the one in front.
Washington's a turd. Detroit's a turd. The A's are the biggest turd. A lot of turds coming up for the Giants.
You safe or out?
I'm safe.
Okay, number 3.
Safe or out?
Fred McGriff will head to the Baseball Hall of Fame this Sunday. Safe or out, the Baseball Hall of Fame has lost its luster.
Out.
Oh.
Yeah, look, the Baseball Hall of Fame is still the toughest door to get through.
Yeah, but it
could be lustier, though. The problem is that there's so many great players that aren't in because of steroids and gambling.
Yeah, that's why I'm safe. It's kind of lost its luster.
I think it's one of the first things you do if you get a new commissioner that cares about the game is I would just pardon everyone. Like straight up. Barry, you're in. Pete, you're in.
Form a separate committee for
right. Right, exactly.
The 90s committee.
You want to put them in the wing of trouble?
Yes.
I don't know, whatever you
put them in the wing of, hey, they shouldn't have done this, but they saved the game about 25 years ago.
Right, exactly.
Like I said, just create a separate committee. Yeah, I'm safe until the stars of my childhood actually get recognized.
Yes.
I can't really get too hyped for Crime Dog, Fred McGriff going in this weekend, who fine baseball player.
Yeah.
Probably even deserves it. But it's Fred McGriff's in, but Bonds isn't in. McGuire.
Spend $20 million on a new wing. And make it the performance enhancement wing.
Again, just create that committee, man.
Rafi Palmeiro, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire.
Sosa get in?
If Sosa and McGuire, I think, should get in on a I don't know, together,
the funnest season ticket.
I think you put them in, and then the exhibit is all about the year they saved baseball,
right?
And
that's cool. I'm with that.
You do something like that type of thing.
I mean, granted, their records are still standing. That's the other part of it. It's so you'll recognize their records,
right?
But you won't put them in the hall. That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right, Major League Baseball, speaking of, is taking over broadcasts of games, starting with the Arizona Diamondbacks and moving on. And we're going to connect this in with the Sacramento Kings as well. Just watch how we do it, SactownSports.com.
Sactown Sports is your source for the 49ers.
That was all. It was awful.
Did that leave a bitter taste in your mouth?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Me and Kyle had a long meeting the other day. We watched tape. We talked about it. We put it behind us, and just going through the tape and just look how sluggish and like how bad it looked on tape. Like I said, just reflecting on last offseason, it kind of played a big role in that. And I never put nothing like that back on tape again.
Tune into Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest 49ers offseason developments.
The story of the nurse and the foot pain that nearly brought him down.
I feel like I'm giving people their lives back.
Robert lived to take care of his patients, but he couldn't do it unless he took care of his foot pain.
I have plantar fasciitis. It'll almost put you on your knees. That's how much it hurts.
His own recovery started when he got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now that I'm pain free, I can make these people feel better.
Can't beat that. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com. The universal truth of women's shoes. The cuter they are, the more they hurt.
You have to put your best foot forward, and if your best foot is an ugly shoe, oh my goodness.
Lise Ann thought she had to choose between looking good and feeling good until she got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now I can wear the shoes that I've picked out because I like the way they look, not because they were comfortable.
Good Feet relieved her pain and her fashion dilemma. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
So baseball and the RSNs, regional sports networks, have been having issues because the RSNs are not paying their bills.
Oh, that sounds like it might present a problem.
And you have this issue where people can't watch games. And this was an issue not just for baseball, but basketball. As one of our guests I know we had on from Bonneville in Denver, I remember, said it was something like 20% of people in Denver could watch Nuggets games.
Yeah, and then there's like an issue, I know, as a Dodger fan in LA, if you don't have it's whatever, it's one particular cable service, you can't watch Dodgers
it's ridiculous.
Games.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You're not just talking about whatever. You're talking about the defending NBA champions. You're talking about one of the prime teams.
And 1 in every 5 resident in Denver can watch them.
Yeah, exactly. So with the Diamondbacks games, baseball will allow for in-market streaming of games for the rest of the season. No blackouts for $55, which changes their viewing market from 930,000 people to 5.6 million. And now the question is, will the rest of baseball and will other sports look at this as an option?
I think similarly, if that's a word, Padres are doing that as well because they had the same thing. Their RSN stopped paying the rights fees, and so baseball took over the rights.
Yeah. So
can we explain kind of, I think some people might be confused on what this means. So basically, let's bring this to the Kings, right? Let's say, I believe it's NBC Sports who does the Kings game says, you know what? We're not paying our bill anymore.
Right.
And so now if you ever try to just like buy League Pass and you want to just stream the Kings, you can't. They're blacked out in the market.
Correct.
You have to subscribe to a cable or streaming service that has NBC Sports. What would then basically happen is the NBA says, okay, the Kings are a League Pass team even in Sacramento, where you're normally blacked out and you can pay whatever the League Pass fee is, and you can watch all your Kings games here.
And the way things work now is it's incredibly different how you watch things. I actually showed you yesterday in my backpack that I take everywhere. I have a Fire Stick. And that means when I travel, at least in the country, it doesn't work out of the country unless you get a VPN, which is a whole different thing. I can plug in my Fire Stick to any HDMI port and any TV, and I can watch Kings games. I can watch whatever I want because I'm watching my YouTube TV. And there's a lot of people that have these options. The question here is, could this format be the future? Now, I'll tell you what the future is going to be, and this is going to apply to everything. This is something I'm actually really not passionate about, but I've really been paying attention to.
You're pretty passionate.
I am a little passionate. So yes, all broadcasts will come in-house, number one. And that's going to apply to TV and radio. Like, for example, right now, I believe we are in the second year of a 5-year deal with the Sacramento Kings to broadcast their games.
Yeah, second or third.
And we pay them money, and then we get the rights to broadcast their games, and then we sell the advertising for. I believe this is our last contract. In fact, I was a little bit surprised so that we were able to renew, and that's just, our market manager is a stud at that, because I honestly didn't think that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next time these contracts come up, not just the Kings, but you're going to see other teams say, well, we like the turnkey of the paycheck.
Sure.
But we could also blow up our app more, stream all these games, and we'll sell all the advertising and keep everything in-house, including messaging, by the way, which I think is an important thing, which is why, you want to have outside influences talking about your team so that you get a real thing. And we have a great community of other shows and podcasts and people that are super smart. Sacramento's a little bit of a different animal because there's so many people passionate about the Kings, but this is where things are going to go. Now, there will be outliers because you're going to have, the MSGs of the world, Yes Networks, all that are going to pay a ton of money to keep these rights because, quite frankly, they don't exist. I don't think this station exists without the rights to the Sacramento Kings. And if it did, it would mostly exist probably with syndicated national sports programming. I think where these teams are going to begin going is I don't want the hassle and or I guess more to the point, I do want the hassle of putting everything together, but we can control everything from broadcasters on down, and we can control advertising.
If the juice is worth the squeeze on the hassle, they'll go hassle.
That's exactly right. You're going to have teams now hiring basically broadcast directors, and their entire job is going to be not just to formulate the staff, but also they'll have their own separate sales staff. Because think about it this way: you are you have different streams of revenue. And I know we're getting a little inside baseball here, but I do think this is kind of interesting. Let's take the Kings, for example. You have many different forms and streams for advertising. So number one, what the Kings do. So the Kings have their, for example, in-arena advertising that they do. They also, I believe, split ad time with both NBC Sports and with us here on the station. Correct me if I'm wrong, but some of the commercials you'll hear during a Kings broadcast on KHTK are going to be, I believe, Kings sold spots and our sold spots.
Yeah, we alter.
We alter.
Every commercial break is local in-house for us versus their network.
There you go. And I believe NBC has a similar setup with them as well. So you have all of that. You also have sales to businesses of your lofts and luxury suites.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring the broadcast in-house, it allows your salespeople for the team to be able to say, okay, you want to buy this luxury suite for the year, and then we're going to add in 30, 60-second spots on the broadcast on the app. And then we'll add in, 10 commercials on the TV. TV is going to cost more than radio. It gives them more things in the bucket to work with.
Sure.
Not to mention, it also is honest answer from you guys. Nate, you too. we're all pretty big Kings fans.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you went on the Kings app?
I've never been on it.
Never.
I've never had.
Did not know they had an app. I know you can scan things at the arena and jump on like the screen.
Yeah.
Did not know they had.
And I would ask,
does every NBA team have an app?
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, I haven't gone through all 30, but I believe
I think
so.
you should. That's your summer project.
Yes.
Compare and contrast. I want charts.
Pretty sure they all have an app.
That Timberwolves app is sick.
Oh, yeah.
And they've paid money for this app to be designed. And it's not just that. They also have to pay money because things in the Apple store, things in the Android store, they update. And so you have to have somebody there that updates the app so it can continue to talk to Apple, Android, etc. It costs money to maintain and create these apps. They're putting a lot of money into it. And the Kings, for example, like every other team, have done things before where they try to drive traffic to the app. This is ultimately but right now, let's just be honest, that app is damn near worthless. Nobody goes there. They've tried doing in-house games and things. You can win prizes and all that. Well, if now you've got people who have to go to the app, you have to open up the app just like you do for the Sactown Sports app so that you can play the games in your car when you're driving around. Or you have the option of, let's say, watch it on TV, listen to it on the radio, $80 a year. I don't know, whatever the price is.
That's really, to me, what it boils down to, especially more TV than radio, because at the end, those TV that's a paid service. Radio's free.
Yes.
So it does give it a little more life. But with the TV services, I can't speak for everybody, but if you told me, hey, you can stream every Kings game,
right?
All 82 games and preseason games, plus obviously they'll probably have like additional content and stuff for $150 a year, sign me up, because like the main reason I keep like YouTube TV, for instance, is for Kings games.
What about playoffs?
And that's just it. That's where that will be the thing. And here's the thing about the playoffs too. And, other national TV games, I think that will make those rights even more valuable for those networks. You know what I mean? To have those games. And I think the NBA can jack up the price on that as well.
The NBA could also sell playoff packages.
That's what I mean. It's like, no,
that's where the future's going.
Dude, the NBA, I mean, pro sports in general, right, have just been making hand over fist cash as, more viewing options become available.
Yeah.
It's going to get even more insane, and that's a crazy thing to think about. We're going to start seeing max deals in the NBA, like $500 million deals at some point. I feel it. Like, we're already hitting the 300 threshold here pretty soon.
Russell wants everyone to know that you can now illegally stream things as well. And I say that only because, honestly, if we were to pick somebody in the YouTube chat that illegally streams stuff, wouldn't Russell have been easily the number one pick?
I'm really disappointed in Russell that he's illegally streaming soccer and not giving them the dollars.
Thank you. Way to support the sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Way to support the sport.
Way to go.
Didn't even know the difference between championship and Champions League yesterday.
Russell, fake soccer fan?
Russell, absolute casual fake soccer fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I called him a casual fake. Not a cash, not a fake, a cash fake. Nope, don't even try it.
We'll take a break. When we come back, all-time Kings who enjoyed success after Sacramento. I know of one. This is going to be a J Mars segment. This is right. If of the J Mars wheelhouses, this is right in the center. We'll get to it next. Sactown Sports.
It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa. Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. Golf to Go. Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Wednesday. It is a cool, refreshing start to the day thanks to that Delta breeze. As we head through the afternoon, we'll have plenty of sunshine, light southwest winds, and highs today in the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Attention car shoppers. Are you ready for the deal of a lifetime? Introducing the all-new 2023 Kia Forte LXS at Elk Grove Kia. You won't believe your ears when you hear this offer. We're offering the stylish and reliable 2023 Kia Forte LXS for the unbelievable price of just $99 per month. That's right, under $100. Don't let anyone tell you it's impossible, because at Elk Grove Kia, we're making the impossible possible. The 2023 Kia Forte LXS combines affordability, performance, and style like no other sedan on the market. Worried about credit? Not at Elk Grove Kia. The management team has over 100 years of combined experience. We know how to say yes a lot more than the other guys do. Bankruptcies, repos, collections, or no money down? Elk Grove Kia says yes.
2023 Kia Forte, $99 per month plus tax, 36-month lease, $49.95 due with setting, residual of $12,874.84, fees are $10K per year, 20 cents per mile, reserve security deposit required, subject to Kia finance, tier 1 approval, one of this payment, GK 889464595, non required 731-2023.
Elk Grove Kia.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans, and we'll help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa"?
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Enjoy the prime grilling season today with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
You don't plan for a computer virus. You don't plan to lose files. You don't plan to knock your laptop off the counter. And you don't plan for your PC to crash or your screen to freeze. But Staples has a plan. A plan for unlimited virus protection. A plan for help when you need it 24/7. Staples Total Support Plans are your tech plans for the unplanned, starting as low as $199.99. And although you didn't plan for this, right now at Staples, you can also get $250 off select computers. N729 in-store only. See associate for details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, And there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more, Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially a Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal with Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on the team at age 29. You can keep it locked on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for all your updates on the Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Those are the headlines. Now we get to hour number 2 of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
So the segment here, the best who left, and this is all-time Kings who have enjoyed success after Sacramento. I will offer 2.
Okay, let's see if they made the team.
But I wanted to run something by you because you're kind of sniffing around a segment I've been thinking about.
Okay.
Top of your head, this obviously isn't applicable because this isn't going to happen for a couple of years, but the NBA is going to expand to Las Vegas and Seattle almost certainly. It's pretty much a done deal. Now, if you remember back to previous expansions, and that'll have something to do, that'll tie into this list a little bit. You can protect 8 players.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done the exercise yet of wondering what 8 players we'd protect off of this roster?
If the expansion draft were next year.
No, if the expansion draft were today.
Okay. The starting 5.
Yes.
So I think that one's pretty obvious.
There's one. You're about to stumble onto one here.
I know who the one's going to be. I have a feeling I know who the one's going to be, and everyone's going to be like, what?
The tough one, well, maybe we're not on the same page. I think the tough one would be Malik Monk.
Oh, okay. I was going somewhere else with that.
Yeah, I figured. And here's why, is Nate gave me a look. Because his contract's up at the end of next year. So you're going to have to make a decision. Obviously, you want to keep Malik Monk. That's a no-brainer. But not if you know you're not. You have to have some sort of understanding of what he's going to want.
You know who's the one I was going to. So I was going to protect Malik Monk.
Okay. So that's 6.
Protect Trey Lyles.
Interesting.
It's just too good of a contract, man.
Yeah, it is a good contract.
I was going to protect Sasha Vezenkov.
Okay.
I was going to leave Davion Mitchell unprotected.
Interesting. You were going to leave Davion Mitchell unprotected over Trey Lyles.
Yes.
Don't know that I agree with that.
Well, Davion's going to have such a. And by the way, we'll get into all of this in here in about an hour. This is a big year for Davion. I'll explain why more at around 8:27. Yeah. This is a huge. No, I'm sorry, not 8. Yeah, 8:13.
Yeah, somewhere.
There's somewhere in there. You know what? Coming up when we talk Kings in that time. Yeah, 8:13. That's gonna come up. And
what was the other thing we were talking about at 8:13? Where I was like, oh, we have to wait 2 hours.
Vezenkov.
Thank you. Yes.
And just the Kings bench overall.
So Kessler Edwards, Alex Len, Keon Ellis, Chris Duarte. The other interesting thing too is. Well, it's not really an issue, but I did struggle for a tiny second with Harrison Barnes.
Really?
But then you look at who you're going to protect,
right?
Instead of Harrison Barnes. I actually don't think this version, if it happened today, would be as tough as the last time the Kings had to do this.
I think if this was 3 years ago and Harrison's going into year 2 of that deal, he was probably, yeah.
So you had Miami and Orlando in the first round, and then you had Charlotte and Vancouver, or am I mixing those up?
No, so in 88, I believe that was Miami.
It was Miami and Vancouver?
No, Vancouver and Toronto were in 95 or 96.
Oh, that's right.
And then the late 80s, there was 2 separate seasons where they put in, one year was, I believe, Miami, Orlando, and then the next year was Minnesota. And who else did you say?
Yeah, Minnesota, Vancouver.
No.
Minnesota, Vancouver, Toronto, Miami, Orlando, Charlotte.
Right, but Toronto and Vancouver came like 7 or 8 years after that.
Yeah. Interesting. So I think the easiest one here would probably be Gerald Wallace going on to have.
I have Gerald Wallace
success.
as one of my forwards.
So
yes.
he is at forward. And then, it's not easy because there aren't a ton of Kings. And again,
By the way, I want to lay this out. We're doing it's like an all NBA team. So 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center.
And because of that, it's not like a lot of Kings have had a ton of success since being in Sacramento, number one. And then it's also, what do you define as success?
Basically, their career, they improved. They were better out of Sacramento.
So then,
and you can do that however which way you want to do it.
Well, then my question would be this, because I have a guard.
Okay.
I have Jason Williams in there. He won a ring. But then the question is, did Jason Williams, was he better?
I don't think he was.
I mean,
I think he may have.
But Jason Williams was a starting point guard for a championship team.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you can do that. I have another one that I think is actually better than Jason Williams.
All right.
Well, okay. So who do you have 5?
I do not.
Okay. So here I'll go over. I have 5 and then a couple honorable mentions. So my guards were Isaiah Thomas.
Okay. That's a good one. I'll put that in there.
My other guard's Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay.
My honorable mention for guard, Kenny Smith. Started on 2 championship teams, back-to-back championship teams, and probably more impactful on that Rockets team than Jay Will was for Miami.
Yeah, well, then if you can only go with one, would you go with?
I went Kenny Smith over Jason Williams.
So Kenny Smith over Jason Williams, and then do you go Isaiah Thomas or Tyrese Halliburton?
So Kenny Smith was my honorable mention. I have IT and Tyrese as my starting backcourt there.
Okay.
Forward, Gerald Wallace. That to me was
easy.
like the most obvious one. Otis Thorpe went on to become an all-star and an NBA champion after leaving Sacramento.
I was thinking also of, I know Corliss Williamson did some things after.
Corliss is a good, 6th man with Detroit.
Yeah,
no, Corliss was really good.
But Otis with, what was that, Houston?
Won it with Houston, then was traded for Drexler, but he also made an all-star team in Houston, which is so random.
The center was the one I, for some reason, couldn't think off the top of my head.
Honorable mention, and not necessarily for what he did on the court, but off the court. Dude, Brian Grant got paid.
Yeah, he did.
Multiple times after leaving Sacramento. Brian Grant got made a lot of money after leaving Sacramento.
So did Jerome James.
Yes. That might be your center.
That might be your center.
I'm surprised you didn't land on a center because there's one obvious answer. It's your guy.
Is it DeMarcus?
No, your other guy.
My other guy.
You own his jersey. At least I think you do. The
Oh,
way you
Vlade?
talk about him. No.
What are we talking about?
It's Hassan Whiteside.
Oh, Christ. I mean, honestly, that's what's funny. DeMarcus can't be it because he wasn't better
when he
left here. Yeah, it would be Hassan Whiteside. It would 100% be Hassan Whiteside because remember, Hassan Whiteside was a 2nd-round pick out of Marshall and had all the all the expectations of being a prospect, and then ended up at one point between the Kings and Success in Lebanon playing. I mean, that's
Lebanon, the G League, like everywhere.
But then went on to have a very, speaking of getting paid.
Heat culture.
Yeah.
Heat culture fixed Hassan Whiteside.
As a matter of fact, I'm wondering, I think Hassan Whiteside might have made more money post Kings than any other player on this list.
Yeah, because Isaiah missed out on the Brinks track.
Yeah, he did.
Well, Tyrese just signed a 5-year, $200 million.
Excuse me.
Who made more money, Hassan Whiteside or Brian Grant?
I think Whiteside did.
That might just be because of the timing.
I think you're probably right.
Brian Grant made a nice chunk of change for himself.
Let's see here.
Did you guys mention Hito?
Oh, no. Hito's a great one.
Yeah, he had a
Hito during the
honestly
break.
For
Orlando.
money, he's got like 12 years after Sac, maybe.
Money and more success. I mean, he was a big part of those that like Orlando team that went to the NBA Finals. There were moments where it seemed like he was the best player on the court.
Hassan Whiteside, career earnings $102,311,000. Brian Grant, career earnings $109,842,000. I wonder what Hedo.
Wait, what'd you say Hassan was?
Hassan was 102.
Oh, so Brian Grant did make more money.
Beat him by $7 million. I mean, what's $7 million, right?
You know what's crazy?
Hedo, $85.2 million.
I'm looking at these Brian Grant numbers. You remember him with the Kings, obviously, the Blazers and the Heat. Yeah. Do you remember Los Angeles Laker Brian Grant?
I do not at all.
Do you remember Phoenix Sun Brian Grant?
Yeah, I remember Phoenix Sun.
Do you remember Boston Celtic Brian Grant?
No.
Yeah, he played 3 seasons with the Lakers.
I do not remember that at all. Let's see. Russell's asking, what's my beef with Hedo? I mean, there's a couple things I disagree with Hedo about politically, but I
didn't know we were
a Hedo beef.
I don't think anyone dragged Hedo in the segment.
Oh, other than mention, Nate did. Oh, you mean dragged
him,
brought him in. I think what's actually kind of interesting about this exercise, going back through it, is just the amount of Kings that left Sacramento and just sucked like they did here. Like when you go back through Kings draft picks and you go back through a lot of players that leave Sacramento, there's a lot of them that just didn't improve. They just were bad.
Yeah, no, they just made a lot of bad picks.
That's the thing. They made so many bad picks in between Jeff Petrie and Monty McNair.
At the end of Jeff Petrie, too.
Yes.
Love me some Jeff, but Jeff towards the end there didn't exactly have the same eye he once had.
Jeff might have been mailing it in. But my goodness, just going from Kevin Martin, and I mean, some of these players are very serviceable. Don't get me wrong. Francisco Garcia, Quincy Doobie, Spencer Hawes, Jason Thompson, Tyreek, DeMarcus.
That's good.
Bismack Biyombo, but they got Isaiah Thomas there.
Remember, Bismack was Jimmer, so that's essentially Jimmer.
Here's a great stretch. Thomas Robinson, Ben McLemore, Nick Stauskas, Willie Cauley-Stein, Marquise Chris traded. And then De'Aaron Fox.
And Marquise Chris, reminder.
Is that Bogey? No.
Well, they got Bogey's rights in that deal.
Yeah.
But the picks that they got 2 firsts they used on Papagiannis, and they used on Scal.
Jay,
it's the stretch of death, I call it.
That is 6 consecutive years where they had the 7, the 5, the 7, the 8, the 6, and the 8. And they drafted just absolutely Anthony Bennett's all the way through.
You know what's funny? I think
horrific.
Every single one of those guys had a better career than Anthony Bennett, though. Outside of Papagiannis.
Yeah, by the way, Monty McNair, Tyrese Halliburton, Davion Mitchell, Keegan Murray.
That's a little better.
That's a little better. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Daryl Morey weighs in on James Harden, no pun intended. The Nets and the Cavs are going on the road, and I want to talk about something incredibly overrated that ties into this a little bit. And on this day in the NFL in 1989, we'll get to it next.
Need your Niners fix? Sactown Sports has you covered.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Trey looks significantly better than he did last year. I really do. I think his confidence is there. I think that he's throwing really good passes. I mean, just watching him, he just looks so much more comfortable and confident in the pocket, and I really appreciate that from him, from all the work that he's put into it. He just looks like he's having fun, because when he's out there having a good time, it definitely brings up everyone around him.
Get all your 49ers coverage leading into the 2023 season at Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Coming up later today, heat. It's going to be hot, dude.
Oh, I thought you meant Miami.
No, this whole stretch just sucks. I just wish we could just hibernate and get over it. Today, we'll be back up to 97. And then get ready for the weekend, kids. 103, 107, 107, 100, 97. By the way, it'll be 104 next Friday, too.
Wear your sunblock.
Yeah, or just stay inside.
You go to the fair in that weather?
Yeah, no. And by the way, they should move the fair.
Move it where?
I agree.
Move the timing of the fair. It's just stupid.
Oh, yeah, not in summer.
The amount,
like October would
or
be
at least
good.
put it in like June or
Spring.
October. I think October would be wonderful.
Yeah.
They'd be competing a little bit with Kings, but who cares?
Rain too, potentially. I think.
I
That's
guess, but
Not
so
in
what?
Sacramento anymore.
I mean,
it don't really rain in the fall.
You put it in June or October. Why they? I'm sure there's some timing stuff, but basically, Cal Expo exists for the fair, the Republic, and horsies. Like just.
Winter, they do like the Winter Wonderland. There's also the county
They've
fair,
got
I believe,
the slip
is
and
there.
slide or whatever.
Don't forget Country in the Park, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
obviously
Country in the
that's
Park.
number one.
The Gun Expo.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of expos.
So all I'm
Plant
saying-
Expo, the Floor Expo.
I'm just saying, move
RV.
RV Expo.
International Sportsman's
That's what I'm
Expo.
saying.
That's a big one.
What we're trying to get at is you really just kind of shaded Cal Expo like it's
All
a
I-
2-trick pony.
You
It's not.
guys just named off 12 things.
Thank you.
At most.
It's also got the letters
There's
from
12 months.
Disneyland
It
or
ha-
California
I know
Adventure.
that
Yeah.
I did know. Just saying.
I just really don't appreciate you
Just
doing
move
that
the
to
fair to
Cal Expo.
October. I'm trying to help Cal Expo. What are they cutting their traffic in
Why?
half?
It's like I feel like you do marketing for every local company.
I do.
On the air.
I weirdly do.
Not paid.
Let's be safe at Cal
Why don't
Expo,
you get
too.
some money for your marketing skills already? Damn it.
Well, that's a good point. By the way, before you get started, brought to you by Fire Wings.
Oh.
21 different flavors to choose from. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Now that's
Whoa.
marketing.
This guy's a pro.
Question 1.
Daryl Morey says a James Harden trade needs to keep the Sixers in title contention. Does a trade like that even exist on this entire planet?
Well, sorry, I was trying to time you, dude, but you went slower than I thought. Here's Daryl
The
Morey.
reality is, if we do look at
Very
a
much.
trade, if we don't get, either a very good player or something that we can turn into a very good player, then we're just not going to do it.
Yeah, that was worth it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I like Daryl Morey.
You're a big Daryl Morey fan.
Friend of the show. I'm not over the last 3 years. But
his
I am a big
his
Daryl
star is
Morey.
dimmed a little for you.
But if I told you that Daryl Morey had just hit the bong before this interview, like, just listen.
The reality is, if we do look at a trade, if we don't get, either a very good player or something that we can turn into a very good player, then we're just not going to do it.
That didn't really sound
He
that
just
bongy to
has
me.
this way of delivery where it's like, hey man, like, I don't. If we'll do it, if we do it, but he's taking the same track he took with Ben Simmons. This is Ben Simmons part 2, where you got a distressed player who wants out, and he isn't going to just give James Harden up for anything. But the question was, does that trade exist? First off, they're not in title contention right now with this team as it is formed.
You said a team that is a top three team is a title contender.
with the exception of the Sixers. That was the end of that sentence.
Oh, sorry.
Because
I must have cut you off yesterday.
Look, you did. The Sixers are just butt. Like, they have the reigning MVP. They have Tyrese Maxey. They have James Harden, and they're just butt. They're tough to watch. They don't play a fun style of basketball at all. They're the ugliest team to watch in the NBA that wins games, I should say, other than just crap teams. They're not fun to watch. They're not fun to play. They smoked the Kings twice last year, and I think it was because the Kings just wanted the damn game over with so they could stop fouling.
They were so bored.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, okay, yeah, James. Okay, you flopped. Here's another 2 free throws. Yep, it's a 4.5-hour game. And then playoffs roll around, and defense rolls around. It's like, oh, what do you know? So they're not title contenders as currently formed. Getting rid of James Harden will be some amazing addition by subtraction because he's a win sucker. But the question is, again, it's not like the Clippers are head over heels to get him anyways, and that's where he wants
Clippers
to go.
won't even deal Terrence Mann.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We're getting to the point now where it's like, will you just please take James Harden? Like, can we have a pick and like a rotation guy?
It's funny you say pick because when you look at let's go back to the Nets Sixers trade with Simmons. Everyone looks at the Ben Simmons like it's a straight swap. What didn't the Nets get at least 2 or 3 first-round picks from the Sixers? And the only reason I bring that up is like
Steph Curry or Seth
Curry. Yeah, there's money. But what I'm saying is like that's how much of a distressed asset James Harden has become from once commanding multiple first-round picks to now it's just the Clippers don't even want to give up, a young piece for him. Screw picks.
Right.
We don't even want to give you like a young, good rotational player for James Harden at this point.
And that's the problem is, for example, let's see, last year, where was it? What did Brooklyn do? Because I don't think they traded this away, did they? Brooklyn, God, it wasn't 51. Yeah, what I'm doing here is, so Brooklyn got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, an unprotected 2022 first-round pick, and an unprotected 2027 first-round pick. So
Brooklyn stole picks basically from Philly.
Yeah, they did and you were here. I went off about it at the time. Daryl Morey is so blinded by his love of James Harden and trying to recreate whatever the hell he had or didn't have in Houston.
Funny as though he did recreate it in a sense. He recreated
an underachieving lame team.
He recreated a guy that is excellent for you in the regular season. Like, don't get it twisted. Like James Harden, it's not the same player you saw in Houston. James Harden is very much more of a facilitator, led the league in assists last year. But what he recreated was a guy that disappears when it matters.
So now we're sitting here again, and there's no way he's getting what he gave for James Harden. There's just no way. Question 3.
Question 2.
Or whatever.
The Nets and Cavs will play a regular season game in Paris on January 11th.
Yeah.
If you had to pick another country to watch a Kings game, what would it be?
Like, are you in person or?
Yeah. No, you're going to go watch the Kings play in a different country.
I mean, France is pretty cool. Greece would be pretty dope.
I want to go to Japan.
So do I. That would be really awesome. Yeah, I got the China trip. I wanted Japan.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you in Japan. Also, and we'll hit question 3 out of the break before we get to Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, we can skip.
Well, I want you to at least mention it. It's kind of cool. It's a good topic. Can I just say this? Because I saw this when I was looking at the whole Paris thing. Are croissants like the most overrated thing ever? Like, croissants to me are incredibly overrated.
Wings aren't.
No, they're not, but too early for the transition.
Croissants are by themselves completely overrated. But like, for instance, like I used to work at La Boube, first job out of high school. Like getting the stuffed ham and cheese croissant.
It's fine.
Fresh
it's better.
out. Oh, dude, it's so good.
I will offer this up. I believe that croissants are the turkey of the bakery world in the sense that you have to add so much stuff to them for them to be good. They're just flaky and weird and messy and dumb. And then you bite into them and you mush it all down into this just like flat dough. People go crazy over croissants.
You know what else they go crazy for though?
Wings.
And necessarily crazy. Not just wings. Don't come with me wings.
Wings.
What if I were to tell you there's 21 different flavors of wings in one location you can choose from, friend?
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, I did that, Nate.
I'll tell you this.
It's all about timing.
Yes.
It's even better, guys. Because today is Wednesday. How you doing? 88-cent wings.
Wait, how about 88 cents?
88 cents, dog.
That's it?
Like, imagine what we really need here is we need a Fire Wings vending machine. Imagine if you could just roll downstairs.
That can cause some problems.
No, you have 21 different slots. And then they're like, each wing is piled up. And you pull the little lever, and then the wing flies down. It's a nice hot wing.
It fries it in the machine.
In the machine.
I got you now.
Yeah, they're fresh, bro.
Yeah.
They're just soaking in buttermilk until you order them.
Yeah.
You know,
the later in the day, the better they are.
88 cents a wing.
Steve, not trying to tell you how to spend the budget, but I think he's onto something.
10 piece. It gets you one. You pick a flavor, you pick a dip. $8.80. Please, you're getting a 10-piece wing lunch for under $10. Hi. Go to firewings.com. Find the location nearest you. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings. Just wing it. The curious case of Nerlens Noel. We'll go through his history, the newest Sacramento King. And before that, on this day in 1989, the NFL owners did this. We'll tell you next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third, your scorer is Tony Knapp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track, makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Make the Sacramento Rivercats part of your plans this summer. With weekly promotions, fun theme nights, and exclusive giveaways, there's always something for everyone at Sutter Health Park. Mark your calendar for Friday, July 21st for the next giveaway in this season's lineup. The first 2,500 fans receive a Dinger Hits Dingers bobblehead featuring Sactown's favorite cat, our beloved mascot Dinger. Stick around post-game on Fridays and Saturdays for the brightest fireworks show in town. For tickets, visit rivercats.com.
Hello, Sacramento. Doug Christie here, and I have something to share. Recently, I asked myself to determine the one most indispensable thing I use to do my job, the one I couldn't do without. The winner, forget the phone, which I live on, and the video editor, which makes my life understandable. The winner was the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Yes, the one I tell you about each week keeps me going comfortably supported, pain relieved, and vital. So it strikes me that if Good Feet is the most important go-to tool to relieve pain or just keep me going, shouldn't you give it a try? I think so. Come to the Good Feet store today for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially a Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal with Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on the team at just age 29. Keep it locked on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for all your updates on the Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Now we get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On this day in 1989, the Berlin Wall came down?
No.
I thought that was earlier. Is there a song that you associate with the Berlin Wall coming down?
No.
Am I the only one?
Yep.
Remember Right Here, Right Now by Jesus Jones?
No.
I'm sure you right here, right now, watching the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every time I think of the Berlin Wall, I think of Jesus Jones. And I think I'm the only person in the world that does that. 1989, NFL owners created the World League of American Football, later called NFL Europe. I believe that was the home of the Sacramento Surge, correct? The Surge was that World League.
Is it the same world? I don't think that's the same league.
No?
No. It might be.
I think it is. I could be wrong.
Because the Surge also...
Yeah, the Surge was a professional
Oh, you're
American
right.
football
Okay,
team.
now... So, I'm thinking of the Gold Miners. They played Canadian.
Yeah. I believe they were champions, by the way. Big-time wrestler Goldberg.
Didn't they go from Surge World Football League and that team became the gold miners and went to the Canadian Football League?
Now I don't know.
Oh,
I know there was a Canadian team.
Be better.
There was what was what was the one I worked for?
Tell me.
No, with Dante Culpepper.
You should know. I'm not going to tell you who you worked for.
All right. Well, anyways.
Oh, that's correct. Yes. So they did turn into the gold miners.
Yeah, but you were wrong in the beginning. So let's just stick to that part. Okay. Don't try to white out the whole thing. You know, with the NFL international games, the question here would be, will they ever start another international league? And I think the answer is yes. And it's because they're dumb. And that wasn't what I was expecting. And people, you know, they for some reason people keep wanting to spend money.
They're dumb.
I will tell you one thing. I did do some checking when I was in England. I did find that, you know, for the most part, people don't really care. Like football, I think it's just offensive to them that we call it football.
Yeah. Football is such an American sport.
Yeah.
It is the most American sport. Basketball, pretty decently global. Baseball, same thing, has its, you know, pretty decently on a global level. Football, I don't think really truly works anywhere but America.
Isn't that kind of weird that NFL football is so dominant? I think I saw something the other yesterday. It was like 43 of the top 50 watched shows in over the last year were football games, including like 9 of the top 10 or something. Like, how does that? We are in many ways, not always, so everybody relax, but in many ways, we are like the entertainment leaders of the world. You know, Hollywood.
I would say we are the entertainment leaders.
Okay, so how the hell does football not catch on everywhere else? Just like, why? It's not. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, is it because it's expensive? You know, a lot of these countries don't have a ton of money. Is it expensive equipment? You can't just pick up and play a 2-on-2.
I mean,
you know, soccer is very universal in a sense, and I'm not trying to be funny here, but soccer is a very cheap game to play. You don't even have to play with a soccer ball or goalpost. You can set up cones, or I mean, hell, I saw a video the other day of it was some sort of melon, I think, this group of, and they were playing like fun, great soccer. You can play whatever. Basketball, you just have to have a hoop, but we've seen makeshift hoops before.
I mean, you're kind of answering your own question, right? Because basketball and soccer are probably both universally the cheapest games to play. Also, probably
baseball is probably pretty close too, I think.
Yeah, but baseball gets expensive.
No, yes. However,
in comparison to basketball and soccer,
you can also cheap down baseball too, by the way.
You can. And
you can play with a stick and a rubber ball, and you know,
baseball has a lot of problems when it comes to throwing. Whereas basketball and soccer don't have that issue.
Just interesting to me that soccer in America does better than football internationally. It's just, anyways.
Not football, mate.
Nerlens Noel is the newest Sacramento King, and he was. See if you've heard this before. The number one top recruit out of high school. And he ended up going number 6 to the Pelicans, who traded him to Philly, as you noted in the beginning of the process, for Jrue Holiday, who turned out to be pretty good.
He's a decent ball player.
He was actually good that year, too.
Yeah. Wasn't he an all-star that year?
I think he was. He sat out his rookie year, Noel, due to a knee injury, and he turned down a very big deal from the Mavs in restricted free agency, 1.4 years, $70 million. At the advice of Rich Paul, his agent, and signed a qualifying offer. He got hurt the following year, sued Paul and Clutch for negligence, and the lawsuit was dismissed. Then he ends up playing part of last year. Now he comes to Sacramento, where he's doing. This has been such a good offseason from a certain perspective for the Kings, in the sense that they did not get worse. And I fully understand where some people are coming from. Like, well, how did we not upgrade? How are we not a better team? And I think the answer is this. You want a better guy starting at the 3, so do I. I love Harrison Barnes, but you want a better player at the 3. Great. This is what I would say to folks who are saying, well, why couldn't we get better? Why did we pretty much stand pat? Well, first off, again, Monty worked the pie crust around the edges. Nerlens Noel is maybe the 10th guy in the rotation.
Maybe.
Sasha Vezenkov, they get on a cheap contract, who's the reigning EuroLeague MVP. They bring in Chris Duarte, who is all the talent in the world. And I really think this is going to end up being a very underrated signing. I think you're going to very much love Chris Duarte. then they're looking at Keegan Murray jumping.
Isn't that like the big thing, though?
It is, and I don't want to get too lost in it because I almost feel like now it's at the point where we need Keegan to have 20 and 10.
No, I just meant in the point of why the Kings did what they did is the expectation.
I think so.
That's all. Would you also factor Davion into that too? There's an expectation of him taking the jump.
There's a lot of scuttlebutt about Davion Mitchell and the work on his shooting game over the summer that he could very much take himself a leap. So that's good. These guys have not played together as a group for even a calendar year yet, and they were the 3 seed in the NBA. And I know the narrative is that they were just so damn healthy, and in a sense they were, but your all-NBA center broke his hand like 4 games into the year, and then your all-NBA point guard broke his hand in the playoffs. We need to remember that they made up for those injuries in quality, not quantity, of injury. So the idea is, okay, Dave, I hear you. Like, no, we don't want to touch Fox or Sabonis or Keegan. We could maybe do, I think there's going to be some talk about, does Monk or Herter start? Herter kind of, there's a bad taste in people's mouths, along with Sabonis at the end of the year. But everybody was looking at Harrison Barnes. And here's my thing. They were able to add depth. They're literally top 5 deepest team in the NBA now. I mean, think about that. They are incredibly deep for a team. You've got your starting 5. All right. Now you added in Duarte. Kessler Edwards is probably your 11th or 12th man. And you're talking about a 22-year-old that has a decent amount of potential as a 3-and-D guy. You have Malik Monk. You have Alex Len. You have Trey Lyles. You have Davion Mitchell. You have Sasha Vezenkov. And Nerlens Noel. That is an incredibly deep team. You have a lot of these teams out there that are very top-heavy, like Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Very top-heavy. The Kings are for the grind, they're set 1-12. So if you're wondering, like, well, why didn't we upgrade Harrison Barnes, though? Yeah, that's the weakest part of the starting lineup. Why did we upgrade? Okay. But what's the next sentence after that? Who's your upgrade?
Yeah.
Who?
And by the way, the person has to be available, number one.
You want to go out and
I think that's the thing where people get lost is they'll go down a list of upgrades. It's like, okay, like look in free agency. A lot of what would have been a quote unquote upgrade wanted to re-sign with their own teams.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't compete with that. When you have guys that want to re-sign where they are at and get the money that they want, you're not pulling them. It's just not a thing.
But let's even go through that. How much better are you with Kyle Kuzma instead of Harrison Barnes? And how do you factor that difference in with what they ended up paying Kyle Kuzma?
Well, I think they wanted Kyle Kuzma. It's just, again, you go back to what I just said. I think Kuzma wanted to go back in Washington and be the guy. He would not be the guy here. So Kuzma's already not even a conversation.
I think Kyle Kuzma wanted to get paid.
He wanted to get paid, but I also believe he wanted to be the guy.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure that the Wizards paid a Wizards tax, as Kings fans well know, to keep Kyle Kuzma. You guys want to pay Kyle Kuzma $22.5 million a year? 4 years, $90 million? I mean, I wouldn't hate it. But you also have to remember next year, Malik Monk's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
How much is available this year? You want to add Draymond Green on that contract? Yeah. I know it's a thought.
No, I'm good.
I'm good too because also I'm not entirely convinced Harrison Barnes is going to be the starting 3 all year long. Who's to say that it's not Murray and Vezenkov at some point?
No, I think that's a very fair statement to look at.
I mean, there's a lot of options there. There
Chris
really
Middleton, again, wanted to go home, so it's not even a real conversation.
Also,
but man, he got paid.
Yeah, he got paid too. And now you're in cap hell. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's look at with all the maneuvers being made at ESPN, who's going to be your A team next year for your national broadcasts? We've got some options for you next.
The Kings are running it back.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes. Alex Lynn just went above the iron with a two-hand throwdown. And that was as nasty as we've seen him in a Kings uniform.
And welcoming some new faces.
Oh, and here comes Vezenkov. He gets the big finish.
Fisher rejected by Mr. Vezenkov.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All kinds of maneuverings at ESPN. Everybody getting fired so Pat McAfee can get paid. Good for him.
Wow.
Well, dude, I mean, that's what they've done.
Casting a spell of negativity on Pat McAfee.
Oh, it's not Pat's fault. Hell, I would have signed the deal. I'm saying Pat McAfee, Stephen A. There's like 4 people that make like a combined $1 billion.
I'm just excited for, like, you know how they do with Stephen A. Smith, literally put him on any coverage of any game of any sport. Is McAfee going to be that guy?
Yes.
Like, are we getting McAfee sideline reporting at the World Series or the NBA Finals?
Alternate broadcast. Yes, it's all coming.
The MacCast.
So with Jeff Van Gundy out, it makes you wonder who your broadcasters are going to be for the national games next year, ESPN, ABC. I think it's fairly safe to say that that Mike Breen, we're talking about the number 1 team. Mike Breen will, I'm sure, stay in that slot with Mark Jones and a couple others backing him up. But then it comes down to Breen, Mark Jackson, and JJ Redick.
Yeah.
Breen, Doris Burke, Doc Rivers.
No.
And now help me out here. These are the rumored matchups.
Yeah,
right?
these are been floated.
I don't hate JJ Redick as much as other people. I think half the stuff he said about the Kings is moronic.
Oh, my wasn't for JJ Redick.
It was Mark Jackson.
It's the idea of Mark Jackson and JJ Redick and Breen. Like I'm not a big Mark Jackson fan as a broadcaster. I don't think Mark's that great.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think what made Mark tolerable was the back and forth
with Jeff Van Gundy. I totally agree in that chemistry. It's just so weird. I don't know what Jeff Van Gundy was making.
I would imagine a pretty penny.
$5 million?
That's a pretty penny.
No, I mean, I'm asking you. Why mess with that?
I think what ends up happening, I mean, it's like any other big company, corporation, right? It's like, okay, we really need to cut salary. We can't cut McAfee, Steve. Like, these are our, star players. Well, it's just a basketball broadcast. I mean, Van Gundy's great. We can find another coach, right? They're not listening to that broadcast like we are, the decision makers.
I'm estimating that he was making around $1 million a year. I mean, you're talking about one of the three voices of the NBA at a national level.
And how long has that group been calling games together?
15
plus?
Years.
Yeah.
You're also talking about the fact that while TV flutters and blusters because of DVR and streaming and blah, 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 there's nothing like live sports. Live sports is still king.
Yep.
And by the way, right now, the NBA is salivating. The happiest people about this writers and actors strike are sports executives. And the NBA right now is up for renewal. They're looking to triple their rights.
You say?
Yes, that were already lots. And you're breaking up this chemistry, a crew that works. And quite frankly, no offense, but I would have kept Van Gundy over Mark Jackson.
Same.
You're breaking this.
More what Mark Jackson makes then.
Right. Like, you're breaking this crew up for $1 million. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me, but okay, fine. That's what happened. So now you have Breen and who? Honestly,
here of those floated, this is what I came
why
up
is
with.
Rivers on this list?
I totally agree.
Now, I remember Doc Rivers as an analyst for many, many years before he went to Orlando and then between Orlando and Boston. Look, I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm not. Doc Rivers is a perfectly intelligent, high basketball IQ guy. I'm just being honest with you, man. The aesthetic, I can't listen to him.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think coaching did a number on
his voice is shot. It's like listening to me, but worse. Like, I'm sorry. Doc Rivers' voice is shot. It's not a fun listen. Now, if I'm just reading Doc Rivers subtitles, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Doc's a good analyst, don't get me wrong. But
it's not the content. Again, it's the sonic.
It's the vocal fry. Yeah. He's developed over the years from his vocal cords. It's just, it's not fun to listen to.
Right. You part of being a broadcaster is, sonically, you do have to have a certain sound to you.
Why not Mike Breen, Doris Burke, and JJ Redick?
That was my crew. That's what I was going to say.
That's who it should be.
I think Doris is great, and I think JJ and her would vibe. I think Breen can vibe with both of them.
Yes.
Just feel bad for Mark Jones. He's losing his partner in Doris.
Yeah, but Mark Jones is malleable. He can.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I do enjoy Mark and Doris together.
I do too.
That you bring up Mark Jones, Jay. I just have a question for you guys. Do you think Mark Jones does this affect him calling Kings games at all?
No.
Unless
they, for whatever reason, decided we're moving off Breen, which I don't think would be a thing, and they move Mark up to the A squad, that would affect it.
Then it might.
A quick follow-up, too. Do you guys like trios more than duos for calling a game?
It depends.
I lean more towards duos. Calling as a trio is super hard.
Yes.
That is extremely difficult. So if you find a really good trio, then I'll lean that way. But traditionally, trios kind of stumble all over each other. I prefer a duo broadcast.
Well, that's where I think Mike Breen is so talented. It's much like how Ernie Johnson runs the set where he's doing 4. Is you just have to be a great quarterback in that position. And Mike Breen is. And that's the other problem is Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson worked so long together that they developed that chemistry where they weren't stepping all over each other. And half the fun of games, look, you want all the big plays from the games. And when it comes to the fourth quarter, you're locked in. But there's times, and when you're watching a game in December or February, and it's the second quarter of the Celtics Suns. And you know what? I want to hear Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy going back and forth, disagreeing about a play or a call or a whatever. And it always, it's always a fun, entertaining listen while the game's going on the periphery.
Or even when there's storytelling.
100%.
And especially because those two have such a connection to each other, they kind of know where to add to each's, anecdotes as well perfectly. Again, it's really hard to find chemistry with a trio.
Now, I think Doris Burke is just about the best in the business. But I do think it's important to, if I'm the NBA and I'm looking to revamp, I think it's really important to go towards kind of what the NFL model is, which is, I believe the best color analysts in sports are ones that were either coaches or players that have played in the last 2 to 3 years. There's a reason why Tony Romo was such a revelation and now last year was widely panned, because when Tony Romo first went from behind center straight into the booth, Tony Romo knew the plays of most of the teams that were out there because he had to study them the year before. He knew the tendencies of players that he'd played with the year before. So he seemed omnipotent at times because he could pick up this and that. He knew everything.
What's
it was
omnipotent?
Everywhere. It's a flavor ice cream. So
try that.
He was this revelation. But now the further he gets from having played, the more mistakes he's making and the sheen is worn off. I'll tell you right now, if I'm ESPN, ABC, the first guy I'm getting rid of Mark Jones. I'm getting rid of Mark Jackson. Excuse me. Sorry, Mark. I'm getting rid of Mark Jackson, or at least reassigning him. I'll tell you, my number one pick to get into that booth with Mike Breen is Vince Carter. Vince Carter is a wonderful analyst.
Didn't they just axe Vince Carter?
Yeah. That's the problem, dude. Vince Carter is fantastic at the job.
See, the problem is we're going to put stuff out there, and it's going to get back to ESPN as it always does. Yeah. And you're going to end up with Kendrick Perkins in the booth.
And I don't
by the way, don't think we're too far away from that.
And I also don't mind JJ Redick. And honestly, Mike Breen.
No, JJ Redick breaks basketball down well.
So give me Mike Breen, JJ Redick, and Vince Carter. And see you later.
Cannot believe they let Vince go. I thought Vince was really good.
Vince is great. I don't mind Richard Jefferson either. I think he's been pretty damn good.
I like Richard Jefferson because Richard Jefferson is very self-aware that he's Richard Jefferson.
Yes.
And they just, if you ever watch NBA Today, they have fun beating up on him.
Yes.
But he also understands, like, yeah, I probably deserve that.
Yes. As long as it's not Paul Pierce.
Dude, have you seen Paul Pierce takes lately?
Dude.
But again, and I'm not trying to be funny, like, don't be surprised when it's a guy like Paul Pierce simply for the fact that they say wild things and people talk about the wild things they say.
Yeah, but Paul doesn't say it for attention. Paul says it just because Paul says some wild things.
No, Paul believes it.
And I also wouldn't mind either seeing the NBA team up somehow, because I'll tell you right now, I hated the players-only broadcasts, but I always felt like there was something missing from that conversation. I hate the players-only broadcasts. I think they suck, but I think they suck because what they were trying to do is they were trying to make players into media members.
Well, not just that, it really lacked a quarterback.
Because of the style we were expecting. Here's what I'm just going to throw this out there. The Up and Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
Fun listen if you've never listened.
You telling me you wouldn't be interested in watching a stream of those guys uncensored watching a playoff game?
Not at all, because one would be extremely entertaining, but they both, again, break the game down well.
I could watch Kevin Garnett and any two guys he picks, just not Paul Pierce. Same thing on Showtime. I wish the NBA would sell alternate packages of games they don't care about and let me see in an uncensored fashion. I mean, again, let's not try to make these guys into broadcasters. That's not who they are. I want to watch a game on occasion, not always, but on occasion. I want to watch a game with a couple of guys who played the game and can talk how they talked in the locker room, on the plane, on the road, and not have to worry about anything. I don't care if Matt Barnes is taking bong hits in between plays, and I don't care. Let me be entertained.
I agree. We're such a voyeuristic society.
Yes.
And, people love, and they always say that's why people love radios. They want to walk into a conversation like they're not supposed to walk into.
Right.
Kind of the same idea there,
Sports
right?
bar, absolutely. The Manning cast did very, very well. Now, it wasn't uncensored, but it was guys. They weren't trying to be broadcasters.
Sometimes it got close, like
yes,
Marshawn
or
Eli flipping the birds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they weren't calling the game.
By the way, Marshawn should be on any broadcast. Marshawn is just a revelation.
Marshawn is broadcasting bacon. He is broadcasting choir. You sprinkle a little bit of bacon on anything, it's instantly better. You add a choir to any song, it's instantly better. Marshawn Lynch is audio gold. And yeah, he could, Marshawn Lynch, they need to do that thing with Marshawn Lynch they did with Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart at the Olympics a few years ago. Like, I want to see Marshawn Lynch weighing in on curling.
Yes.
100% want to see that. We'll take a break. And when we come back, can Nerlens Noel crack the Kings rotation? I don't know. What I do know is we will talk about it. And what else I know is that there's 21 flavors of Fire Wings. Oh, that's right. There are 20. Am I missing something here? Everyone's looking at me weird.
No, not at all.
It's looking at me weird like, did I surprise you?
I'm just bad at my job.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Usually that means I
Plain and
screwed
simple.
up.
I think as a show,
Yeah.
when he flies in, we should take Nerlens to Fire Wings.
I'm 100% okay with that. You know what? Welcome to Sacramento, Nerlens Noel. Let's go to Fire Wings. Oh, what flavor do you like? Oh, you're picky? No problem, because my place is 21 flavors. Yeah, I said 21 flavors, Nerlens. 21. Oh, or are you a vegetarian? Well, then how about the ramen? Yeah, let's go with some noodles. They got carrot sticks and celery sticks.
Oh, they got tots.
They got
Vegetarians
tots.
eat tots, right?
Seasoned fries. Who cries for the lowly potato? I do. Wing Wednesday today. 88 cents a wing. That's a thing. Fire Wings, locally owned and operated. Go to firewings.com. Find the location nearest you. Hey, tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings, just wing it. Nerlens Noel, will he be out of the rotation or Nerlens the rotation? We'll talk about that next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
What if we had PJ Carlesimo and Doc Rivers on the same broadcast? Just a rasp off?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, pretty good, Doc. How are you doing? Oh, pretty good, PJ. Then throw Tibbs in there as.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives are spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water reel.
Attention Sacramento Valley. Elk Grove Kia is on a mission to become the leading volume dealer in the region. Introducing the revolutionary 2023 Kia EV6 Wind Edition. This all-electric marvel will leave you breathless. And the best part? You can drive it home for just $399 a month. That's right, experience the thrill of emission-free driving without breaking the bank. But let's not stop there. Elk Grove Kia is proud to present the all-new 2023 Kia Sorento Hybrid EX all-wheel drive. This full-size SUV combines power, comfort, and incredible efficiency. With an impressive 36 miles per gallon, you'll be going the distance while saving at the pump. And guess what? It's only $419 a month. Elk Grove Kia, driving towards a brighter and greener tomorrow. 2023 Kia EV6 Wind rear-wheel drive, $39.99 plus tax, 36 months lease, $49.95 due inside. Residual $29,849.70 based on 10K per year, 20 cents per mile over, 0 security deposit, subject to Kia finance through loan approval. One of this payment GK 8609104377. 2023 Kia Sorento hybrid EX all-wheel drive, $419 plus tax, 36 months lease, $49.95 due inside. Residual $25,915.05 based on 10K per year, 20 cents per mile over, 0 security deposit required, subject to Kia finance through loan approval. One of this payment GK 88391894 expires 7/31/2023.
Elk Grove Kia. KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially a Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal with Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on a young Kings roster at age 29. You can keep it locked on Sactown Sports, SactownSports.com. Check out Frankie Cardicelli's articles for all your updates on Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Those are the headlines. Now we get back to the second half of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
When talking about Nerlens Noel cracking the rotation, I think it's important. And by the way, second half of the show, Nate Littlefield, Jay Morris, Carmichael Dave. We'll take you all the way till 10 a.m. with Whitey and Watkins. By the way, what are we doing for a Friday Fun and Games? Is somebody taking that over with Jason?
Usually Nate takes that over, so.
But Nate won't be here.
Guess what? Yeah, I'm not here, unfortunately.
I'll take that over.
Okay, because I don't want Kyle Ledbetter's Friday Fun and Games.
Dang, that I like making it too. So
why don't you come in just to do it?
Because I'll be in the Bay Area.
Ooh.
I got something for us.
I'm Nate. I go to the Bay Area.
I'm not proud of it.
Well, Kyle Ledbetter.
I don't want to go.
Kyle Ledbetter's Friday Fun and Games. The story of Kyle Ledbetter, everybody.
What, that wouldn't be fun?
True or false moments from Kyle's life.
Q&A with Kyle Ledbetter. I'm here for it, 100%. Hello to everybody in the YouTube chat. Hello to everybody on the text line. 916-339-1140 is your text line. By the way, you can call us at 1-800-920-1140. It's not just a personal line for Mitch. You rest of you can call in as well if you wish. So what is the rotation? Well, how do we define rotation? What is the definition of when you say, can Nerlens Noel break into the rotation? What is rotation?
Getting minutes on a consistent basis.
Okay, so if Nerlens Noel averaged 7 minutes, 7 minutes a night.
What I mean by rotation is he's doing this on a nightly basis.
Okay.
He's in the rotation on a nightly or almost nightly basis.
So
matchup dependent, obviously.
If at the end of the year, Nerlens Noel averaged 7 minutes a game on his stat line.
That doesn't count if he missed, if he didn't play in 17 games in a row.
So, a guy like Kenny Thomas towards the end of his career, our buddy Kenny, was not in the rotation.
Correct.
Even though
Kenny would tell you he's not in the rotation.
Okay. All right. So can Nerlens Noel basically be a regular contributor to the Sacramento Kings, a consistently regular contributor? Now, in his split between Detroit and Brooklyn last year, that was 17 games. He struggled to find some time. The 3 seasons prior, 106 games. So that quick math, that's an average of about 35 games a season, plus or minus. 56 of those he started, and he played about half a game.
He started pretty consistently for the Knicks. I was surprised when I went back and looked at that.
Just under 22 minutes, 4 points, 5.5 boards, a steal, and a couple of blocks. So can Nerlens Noel crack the rotation? I would say no. I don't think he will crack the rotation based on your definition, which I think is the right one. What I think will happen is Nerlens Noel is basically going to be the basketball equivalent of a pinch hitter. I think Nerlens Noel, for example, would have gotten some minutes in last year's playoff matchup with the Warriors.
He absolutely would have gotten minutes.
I think it would have been really great to have Nerlens Noel in there. Now, some of you may be saying, well, what about Alex Len?
Well, I was wondering, where do you, I know, I mean, it's kind of in the same vein, I guess. Depth chart, Alex Len or Nerlens Noel, your knowledge of both and what you've seen.
Truly, I would probably, because here's the problem, is that who's the backup big to Domantas Sabonis?
See, I feel it's Trey Lyles. I think Trey Lyles does his best work at the stretch five.
I think you're exactly right. I agree with that 100%, but I don't think Trey Lyles is a good flavor for all teams as the backup.
Yes.
Five. So when you're playing a team that is a very strong interior offensive team, or a team that's got, for example, let's say when the Kings play the Timberwolves, I think Nerlens Noel is going to get a couple of minutes there. I think when the Kings are getting smashed up down low, maybe when they're playing Philly against Embiid.
I was thinking even, yes, to what you're saying, but also when you got, guards or wings that can penetrate to the basket at ease, you want someone to come over, help side defense, and kind of say, no.
That's exactly right. You need to have the ability to, and I think that's where Mike Brown will do just simple. He'll be doing chessboard moves with Nerlens Noel. The team X comes in and they're bringing in these bigger guys, or if the Kings are getting chewed up down low, that Nerlens Noel isn't some like crazy heavy rebounder guy, although his numbers are pretty decent.
Some boards.
He'll get you some boards, but where Noel is,
he's
great,
not Domas.
No, he's not. He'll get in the passing lanes. He's very quick with his fingers. To poke balls away.
His deflections. I think Willsie's stats had that. On Twitter, like he deflects. He causes issues on defense for teams,
and that's what Nerlens Noel, for lack of a better term, is going to be the defensive turd in the punch bowl.
Yeah,
Nerlens Noel.
I like that. He's our defensive turd.
He is in the punch bowl. He's a guy that Mike Brown could throw in and just screw with the other team a little bit and force them to either change up or try to figure things out. But I don't think, you're going to see, unless there's some sort of injury issue. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see a ton of Nerlens Noel this year, except again in specialty situations. And you know what? I'm very glad that Mike Brown, I think Mike Brown is very glad that he has that card in his deck now.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Because there's no card like that in his deck prior.
But it also just speaks to the depth of if a Domantas Sabonis has to miss some time, which again, over his career, he's had to miss time before.
Right.
Trey Lyles is hurt. You can bring in a competent center.
Yes.
And I think that's such an undervalued thing in the NBA is competency at positions when you have stars go down due to injury. That's what makes me think, for instance, like you brought up earlier, the Phoenix Suns being top heavy.
Right.
One or two of those guys go down. I'm not sure you have the same level of competency there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have decent guys that can fill in for 10, 15 minutes a night.
Right.
But any of those guys playing 25 to 30, we saw with Phoenix in the playoffs. You had Booker and Durant healthy in that Game 6 blowout against Denver. But they're missing Ayton and Chris Paul.
Right.
And they couldn't, there was nothing there.
No, there wasn't.
And you're in actually, I feel like a worse situation this year.
It just depends on what you're looking for in that spot. Our guy Campeo in the chat said Alex Len's better than Nerlens Noel. Well, at some things, but he's
more brute size.
Yes, exactly. Now,
probably a better scorer around the basket. I'll give him that.
Sure, but when it comes to steals and blocking shots, he's not better than Nerlens Noel.
No, or athleticism.
Right.
Running the floor.
No.
He's not better than
and the fact of the matter is that he's probably better than Nerlens at more things overall on the floor, but he's not better than Nerlens at the things the Kings need out of that position.
Correct.
Unless it's just simply they need another big body and 6 fouls to go in there and lean on whoever the team's opposing bigs are, yeah, then I'm going to go with Alex Len. And that's, again, where Mike Brown is going to have that luxury, really. And this is where we talk about depth. He's going to have that luxury of depth to be able to go in and say, oh, okay, well, we've got Sabonis. And then in many cases, our backup five preferably is going to be Trey Lyles if we're playing our game.
Right.
But if we're getting outmaneuvered, then we're going to go with Len or Noel. Power forward. Well, we got Keegan Murray. But we have Vezenkov behind Murray. We have Trey Lyles behind Murray.
By the way, that was not a luxury the Kings had last year.
No, it was
of
not.
Vezenkov,
No.
because I think Vezenkov will take a lot of minutes that they were trying to give to Chimezie Metu.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Without having seen Vezenkov play a minute in the NBA, I think he'll be better than Chimezie Metu.
I agree with you. At the 3, you have Harrison Barnes, but you also have Kessler Edwards and Chris Duarte now.
Yeah, Chris Duarte can play 3 as well.
Herter can move down to the 3 in certain lineups. Murray can move up to the 3 in pretty much any lineup. Herter, Monk, Duarte, Davion Mitchell, Fox, Mitchell, Ellis, Monk. Not in that order, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
This is an incredibly deep team. And now there's pretty much a card you can play for any matchup now that you add in Noel and Len. You can play a card for any matchup. There's certainly going to be lineups that the Kings would rather not play.
Of course.
But you're not going to be in a situation, hopefully like last year, where a guy like Kevon Looney comes in and just absolutely bullies you.
Destroys you.
Into a point where they're getting 8 offensive rebounds a possession. We'll take a break. Let's talk about more of that depth. Sasha Vezenkov, that's an official deal now. How does he look? How's that going to factor in with the rotation? And how much better will the Kings bench be in theory? Let's continue this conversation next.
The Kings are running it back.
Hammers it off the dribble against Gobert, and he was fouled. Oh my, what a take that time by Domantas Sabonis, and eludes Gobert. That's strong. 2-hand flush off the dribble, thrown down by Trey Lyles.
And welcoming some new faces.
Yes, I love this. Toby Jones with 2 more.
Now they go to Duarte in the corner for 3, and he rains it down.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Just talking in the other room about games we used to play on the heels of Kyle Ledbetter's Friday Fun at Games. we were talking about games we used to play on the night show, which I can't remember half of that, but Christopher Laud's special, I got to give him credit for this, was Giants farmhand or founding father, and we really should bring that back. You put out a name. Is it somebody in the Giants minor league system, or is it a founding father, somebody who signed the Declaration of Independence? One game we used to play a lot that we don't anymore is Make Me Laugh. Like, what happened to that? Where we'd have callers call up.
Oh, I say I could do that pretty good.
They tell jokes on the air, and you're trying to get somebody to laugh. You, me, Nate, whoever. The problem is,
I feel like every radio show at some point has done that game.
I've done that. But what's
game
happened to it? I think it's a fun segment because people are playing along and listening, and might make them laugh. No,
we got really bad ones. I remember.
Well, so did we, and one in particular that we almost
not like bad that you can like make fun of it and have fun with how bad it is, but just like,
yeah.
Well,
Now I'm gonna be thinking about some of the games we played. I don't think we could play anymore.
Yeah, again, I think all radio shows or anybody who's been in the business long enough could agree with you.
For the handful of people that
Porn
remember
star
that,
or My Little Pony, not a thing anymore.
No, it's not going to happen. Sasha Vezenkov is not a porn star. He is a basketball player. And that is now official. 7 years. 3 years, $20 million, just around $7 million a year. With a team option for the third year. It's another master stroke by Monty McNair, or somebody on the chat line called him Monty McSnare because he's grabbing all these players and team and signing them.
He's snaring them?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah, like you snared something. Like you, snare's a word.
You sure?
How are you so smart about so many things? But then there's snare is not only is snare a word, snare has multiple meanings. It's not that you could it's a trap.
Okay, I'm reading it
like
now.
a snare, but then also like you snare something, like you acquire, you grab it.
So he serves to entrap. Got it. Yeah. Moving on.
So Sasha Vezenkov and Chris Duarte are basically your Terence Davis and Chimezie Metu replacements. By the way, how did I miss this? Where did Terence Davis go? Did he sign?
I don't know if he did. I'm looking it up right now.
Because I don't remember hearing about him signing.
Yeah, I don't think he signed yet.
So here's the other question: do the Kings still have one roster spot available?
Yes,
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind.
I would imagine Terrence is gonna want to go somewhere where he might get some minutes.
Yeah, and I would like to have 6 beautiful wives, but that's just not reality.
Oh, there's places in the NBA Terrence can get some minutes.
You don't think you could?
I mean, he's in the third string, right? I mean, he kind of lightweight was last year.
Yes, he was.
He moves deeper down the depth chart, is what I'm saying on this team.
There's somebody who won a hat from me on the night show texting, and with a joke, I can't tell, but that apparently got told on the air. This Kings bench, I want to go back to what we were talking about last segment. This Kings bench is going to be really good, and I don't know if this is necessarily. I still think they're an improved piece away from being a true blue title contender.
Sure.
But I think this year's team is going to be better than last year's team.
I do too. And I think I do want to caution with this, though. Don't get caught up in playoff seeding when it comes to that. First of all, spend more time on win-loss because the Kings won 48 games last year.
48 and 34.
Would you say, especially with kind of the way the West has been reshuffled, there's like a potential where the Kings are a 52, 53 game winner and have a lower seed in the playoffs.
There was a team that finished the year before at exactly 48 and 34. That was the Denver Nuggets, and they were the 6th seed. They were the 6th seed 2 games out of the play-in at 48 and 34.
Yeah, so don't look at seeding. Look more wins, losses. Also, if they have another super competitive first-round series against a great team and fall by the wayside, I'm not going to throw up any white flags for this squad. Say, I'll blow them up. No, it just means kind of what you were alluding to. You're kind of that one piece away.
Yeah. The last time in a full season before that, the Spurs were the 7th seed, tied with the Clippers for the 8th seed at 48 and 34.
Mm-hmm.
48 and 34 will generally get you a 6, 7, 8 seed.
Yeah, to get the division title in the 3 seed with 48 wins is much more of an anomaly.
But I do think again, you always have to say this. It gets so old. I wish people should just understand this applies to everything. But, in the world of Twitter and all that, they don't remember. Barring injury, major injury problems, I think this is a 50-plus win team.
Yeah, for sure.
I do.
I agree.
I don't know if they'll be the 3, but I don't think that's out of the ballpark either. And I would rather take a 6 seed in a second round exit than a 3 seed in a first round exit.
For sure. Absolutely. I think anybody that has any sort of a brain would. And I'm with you. It's not, the 3's not out of the realm of possibility, because you look at a lot of these top heavy teams, they all kind of have the same problem. They have a lot of injuries during the regular season to their stars. Lakers, LeBron and AD, Phoenix, KD, Ayton's seen injury. Beal's been hurt the last few years. Who am I missing there? The Clippers.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
I think key for the Kings this year, the thing I'm going to look for is, are they able to take the defense they played in the playoffs and buy in? And you're not going to have 82 games of defensive intensity like that.
No.
But can you go from a defensive intensity of a 5 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10?
Can you go for more? I think they were 23rd in defense last year. Obviously, most efficient offense in NBA history. If you can, and by the way, on paper, that offense looks like it can get even more efficient.
Yes.
Let's say you maintain a level of that, whatever that looks like, and you jump from 23 in defense to 17 or 16.
I was going to say 15, but yeah.
15 would be great.
If the Kings were able to jump, if they were able to maintain their offense, they were able to jump to 15 defensively, they're not going to win 50 games. They're going to be sniffing 60.
I was going to say, but I was going to go between 55 and 60.
Yes, they'll be sniffing 60. That's just a cold, hard fact. Obviously, this is all blue sky, and again, you have to worry about somebody getting injured. But at this point, if somebody has sort of a down year, I do think it's worth looking at. And I'm probably wrong about this, but I honestly wonder how many conversations Monty McNair and Mike Brown have had about having Malik Monk at the 2, starting, having a Fox Monk Kentucky backcourt.
I know a thing I've always, at least it's been said, is they like Herter's size there.
Sure.
And they like Herter's ability to stretch the floor, where Malik can stretch the floor. He's a very good three-point shooter. But Malik can also likes to play a lot of one-on-one ball.
He does.
And I think that's better suited for him off the bench, because kind of being that lead guy that can make those decisions to go one-on-one off the bench, I think is better suited for him personally. I like the Herter fit better in the starting lineup. I like the idea of plugging in Malik off the bench, and when you need a boost, it's just like instant offense. That microwave type player.
True or false? Malik Monk is the second best scorer on the team.
Pure scorer? I'd say that's probably true.
I think if it's not true, it's close.
I mean, what's your other option? Honestly, pure scorer.
I mean,
Harrison?
I don't know what Keegan's going to do this year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, I think it's Malik. Sure.
I think he is. Now, scoring is not a problem for this team.
No.
And Kevin Herter's defense, I think, is a bit better than Malik Monk's.
One of, if not the best starting lineup, I think, from an efficiency standpoint in the NBA. It's one of the best starting lineup. That's just one of those things I don't think you need to. It's not broke.
I also don't think that the team we see now is going to be the team we see at the end of the year.
I'm very curious to see what they do.
Monty likes to pick up value in the middle of the year when teams are desperate.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that pattern with him. And I do think the difference between the Kings flirting with the 3 seed and the Kings flirting with a title, who's their Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, no, if you can find that guy, and that goes back to if they can find that upgrade at the 3
or the 4,
move Keegan to the 3.
Yeah.
If you can find that guy,
now
for
you're
sure.
A title contender, and I think that's exactly what they're looking for. We'll take a break. When we come back, which would you rather? Shohei Ohtani version. That's a game we used to play all the time, by the way. Speaking of which would you rather?
Yeah, something tells me it's a little different version.
A little bit different. We'll get to that next.
It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa. Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. Golf to Go. Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Wednesday. It is a cool, refreshing start to the day thanks to that Delta breeze. As we head through the afternoon, we'll have plenty of sunshine, light southwest winds, and highs today in the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $79. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Did you know about 1/3 of our lives is spent sleeping? Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. If we're going to spend that much time in our bedrooms, then our bedrooms ought to reflect our personalities. I remember many weekend mornings when our kids would jump into our beds trying to coax us to start our days more on their schedules than ours. Naturewood Home Furnishings' huge bedroom sale is here, and there's no better time to find the perfect accent piece for your bedroom, or even better, to start fresh by designing your bedroom to fit your lifestyle. From a new mattress and foundation to dressers to nightstands to lamps and more. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create a space from simple to luxurious and anything in between. Just drop by and let Naturewood's team help you envision a bedroom fit for 1/3 of your life. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable bedroom sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water reel.
Summertime and Rivercats baseball are the perfect pairing. The only thing missing is you. With weekly promotions, premium giveaway games, and unique theme nights, there's fun for everyone at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. Visit rivercats.com to purchase tickets.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, how young are the A's these days? Well, according to statistician David Feldman, when the A's took the field against the Red Sox on the 17th, in terms of games played in the big leagues, the A's lineup that night, which featured the likes of Tyler Soderstrom and Zach Geloff, was the least experienced since the A's played a game as the Philadelphia A's back in 1954. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Enjoy the prime grilling season today with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially a Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal with Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on a young Kings roster at just age 29. You can keep it locked here on Sactown Sports, SactownSports.com for all your updates on the Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Check out Frankie Cardicelli's articles up on the website, too. Those are the headlines. Now we get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Welcome back.
Especially you. One of the things I was always taught early on was create a welcome environment for others in the studio.
God dang. Welcome back. Shohei Ohtani edition of Which Would You Rather. Jay, excuse me.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Dude, it is rough. I'm not even going to get into it. Let's just say you have.
No, you already are, buddy. You physically are into it.
You have created a hostile work environment in this room that I just walked back into.
How'd you know it was me?
Well, first off,
how could it not? Maybe Nate came in here.
First off, you cop to it.
That's true.
I need something here, Mitch. Hello. You need a mint. Hey, buddy.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Jack. Hope everything's well. I'd rather have. I think they made a mistake. I've seen Noel. I forgot his name already. Noel, the guy they just signed.
Yeah, Noel. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's around. He's a little long in the tooth. At least in sports wise, he's a long in the tooth. I think they should have kept Metu. I mean, I think he's got more potential. There's a little more upside than this fellow. And I had my Struthers here. I would have kept Metu and let go of Davis. Any chance? I don't want the guy Harden, but I'd love to see them trade for if he's available. I don't know if he's a free agent or restricted. The Anthony Melton. He's another ex-USC
Somebody
guy.
picked up Melton. I don't remember who, but somebody picked
really?
Melton up. Yeah, he got picked up.
Yeah. I think Ohtani's going to be traded to my Dodgers. Any chances he'll keep an MVP? I think I've answered this question already, but Angels are in the pickle. If they take a chance, they're going to walk. He's going to walk away with and they ain't get nothing in return.
Yeah, I agree. Any chance of what?
The Angels and Ohtani.
Oh,
which is what we're about to get into.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Mark.
How's it going, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to say I had a thought about Trey Lyles actually starting because the signing of Noel. Does that sound logical to you?
Starting over who?
Do you expect Trey Lyles to start now that the
over who?
Yeah, who's he going to replace?
Well, Sabonis and Trey Lyles. That's who I look at as the starters because the Kings didn't really address the starters the way I think they should have.
So they're going to bring Barnes off the bench?
No, well, Barnes will be the wing, and I thought that Keegan Murray will back up Barnes.
Yeah, they're not putting Keegan Murray on the bench.
Yeah, I figured he should start too.
Yeah,
I also figured it would be Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes playing the 3 and the 4, and then Sabonis would be.
That's what they'll do. It'll be Murray.
It'll be last year's starting lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be Barnes 3, Keegan 4, Sabonis 5. And the only way that's going to adjust in my mind is if Vezenkov just goes bananas, and then maybe there's a chance that they go Murray, Vezenkov, and Sabonis with Barnes coming off the bench. But that's the only barring injury maneuver I could see to the starting lineup. Again, other than if they decided to go Monk for Herter. But Noel is not going to start.
No, I know Noel's not going to start. I figured that he would get a lot of minutes and he would come off the bench.
He'll come off the bench for sure. I would honestly be surprised if Noel averaged more than 6 minutes a game.
Okay. I just paid attention to the size of the team. The team looks a little small.
I mean, I think the count. I don't disagree
Lyles
with you.
is much bigger.
No, Lyles what 6'9"?
Yeah, he's not much bigger than Keegan or Barnes.
No, I hear you on size and interior defense. I understand that. I think the counter to that's going to be, well, they did win 48. They were the 3 seed. But more importantly, on top of that, your defensive center, your center playing defense isn't going to have a broken hand, I hope, all year long.
Yeah, I just kind of thought about Sabonis being a little undersized for that position, but at the same time, if he's doing good, you just keep him there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Thank you, Mark.
Real quickly, front cell for tomorrow at 8 a.m. Sam Amick, who just dropped an article with Anthony Slater, interview with Kings GM McNair talking about explaining why Sacramento opted for status quo over splashy upgrades.
Hey,
that should be a fun thing to break down
Splashy upgrade,
tomorrow.
though, out of Georgia was a highly touted recruit out of high school.
Shohei Ohtani?
No, splashy upgrade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. What else did I have for you?
Also, you were mean to Mitch. That wasn't nice.
That was not mean. I just had to move on.
In a mean way.
It was not a mean way.
That was mean. Mitch, I apologize on behalf of
love
him.
Mitch. Come on. I had a love fest with Mitch yesterday.
So now we're not.
Also, I was a little distracted.
Oh, don't even try that. Enough.
By the way, let's just remember something. Domantas Sabonis is 7 feet tall. So
I was really confused that whole call. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
I had no idea where we were
I
going.
think sometimes we forget. Domantas Sabonis is 7 feet tall. So 6'11". So he's listed
6'11" and
7 foot.
3/4.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Give me your which would you rather. Shohei
All
Ohtani
right.
edition. Hi, how are you?
The game sweeping the nation. Would you rather?
Would you rather?
And I'm going to direct this to you because your Giants really do come into play in this scenario. Would you rather have Shohei Ohtani as a 1-year rental and make the World Series? Now, you still have a chance to win. You're guaranteed to make it, though, but not guaranteed to win. But lose him in free agency. Also, you're selling your farm system to get him.
No.
Or sign him outright for 5 to 7 seasons with no guarantee of a World Series appearance.
But there could be a World Series.
Could.
And there could be a championship.
Could be. Yeah, both scenarios.
The other one, you're guaranteeing a World Series, but not a World Series championship.
Correct.
Yeah,
the other one, there's no World Series.
Give me the 5 to 7 years. Yeah. Give me the 5 to 7 years because I don't want to smash my farm system. Worst case scenario for the Giants, for example, would be to smash the farm system, what there is of it, and it's going to take more than just farm guys, and then to turn around and have Shohei Ohtani for 2 months and not win a title, like straight up. And I don't think that
if I switched it up and guaranteed a World Series. This kind of plays back to the question yesterday.
And I have the results for you.
Which was very close.
Yeah, very much was close. I thought it was going to be 52-48. It was 54-46. Giants fans, you can win the World Series this year or sign Shohei Ohtani this offseason to a 5 to 7 year deal. Which do you choose? 54% chose the World Series.
Greedy.
46% chose Shohei Ohtani. Frank Red, our good friend, said winning should always come first because the future is unknown. A lot of people saying that type of thing. But then another guy says Ohtani's like winning the offseason World Series, so it's the same. But
I don't know about all that.
where you know it's a good question. Where you know it's a good question is when you get answers from separate people, and one answer's like, dude, anyone saying one World Series over Shohei Ohtani has no business watching baseball. And then the very next guy says, dude, anybody saying Shohei Ohtani over a guaranteed World Series has no business.
Yeah, and when you get an audience, which is basically when you have a poll like that and it's that close, what you said, 54-46, it's damn near split.
Yeah.
I think people forget the idea, like you add Shohei Ohtani to your team, your World Series chances, as long as you are a competent organization, which the Giants for the most part are, they skyrocket.
Right.
Like you just put him on this team this year. They're first in the NL West easily. Just throw him on this roster. I don't even think it's close.
No, I don't either. And but I also don't know. I mean, honest to God, let me ask you this. I had some guy online, by the way, saying, hey, don't listen to Jay. The Giants farm system is actually pretty good. Well, I'm looking at
first of all, I was not the one who crapped on the farm system.
But here's the thing. The Giants farm system right now is at best average.
They have some good talent in there.
Yeah, but you look at any farm system ranking.
It's not as deep.
No, they're somewhere around 17th. And they were 17th the year before in the one I'm looking at right now. Like, it's not a horrible farm system.
No.
But it's at best, it's an by average, I mean, divide the amount of Major League Baseball teams by 2, and that's about where the Giants are. It is literally an average farm system. But the Angels are consistently near the bottom.
Right.
They need to replenish
as well as non-farm system. Usually near the bottom.
You know what's really sad to see is in most rankings, somewhere between 25, 24 and higher are the A's.
Yeah, no, and they were always, the blueprint.
Yes.
But it really goes to show, and that was always kind of the hope, and A's fans had that for the longest time. It's like, yeah, we're going to suck for a couple years, but man, look what we got coming up into. Now they can't. Now we're going to suck for several years, and oh boy, there ain't much to do there.
Let's real quick. I know we got to go. I want to get to Brock though, so he doesn't have to hold through the break. Hi, Brock. You're on with Dave and Jay.
Hey, Dave. I think we've established that De'Aaron Fox is not a pure point guard, and we have Sasha coming over. Assuming that Sasha turns out to be a real player and really needs to be in the starting lineup, would you trade Malik Monk, who's only signed for this year and will want a lot of money after that, and I guess either Herter or Barnes, whatever works for the money, for James Harden?
No.
James Harden led the league in assists.
Don't care. James Harden is a toxic, terrible teammate, point guard, whatever. He's empty calories. He's a stat hound.
Brock, Dave wouldn't trade you for James Harden.
Brock, literally, I've said this before many times. This is a pet subject on the show. I would only trade a second round pick for James Harden if I was able to have the Kings flip him to a stupid team that was dumb enough to give up actual assets.
Okay, so you wouldn't want James Harden even for free?
No, because it's not for free. It's for $40 million a year, which is going to tie up your cap and kill your depth, and it's going to prevent you from getting players that actually could contribute to a championship team.
In today's NBA, I think the whole pure point guard thing gets kind of taken out of context. You don't need De'Aaron to be a pure point guard because you have a facilitator with Domantas Sabonis.
And Brock, to your point, because I understand until you got to the James Harden part, which made me puke on the floor, I do understand what your point is, I believe. I would just offer this. De'Aaron Fox last year averaged 6.1 assists. So you'd be like, well, that's not a pure point guard. You want that somewhere around 8+. But Domantas Sabonis averaged 7.3 assists. That's 13.4 combined. I don't have the numbers in front of me, Brock, but I'm just going to guess that that's amongst probably top 5, top 6 point guard plus any other starter on the team combined assist total. It's just that Sabonis takes those assists away from De'Aaron a little bit.
Right, but we're not giving up Fox or Sabonis.
Right, but we're bringing in James Harden. It's like me saying, my marriage is fine, but it could be a lot better. Do I want to bring in a porcupine to sleep in between my wife and I to improve our sex life? It's just not going to happen. Thank you, Brock.
You know, it would improve your sex life.
I'll tell you what, it would. Absolutely 21 different flavors of fire wings. And today is Wing Wednesday.
On Hump Day.
You got to relax. 88-cent wings. 88-cent wings. Nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Get down there right now. One of my favorite things about Fire Wings, locally owned, locally operated. My goodness gracious. And they're so good. They're just so darn good. People are having PTSD over James Harden.
James Harden looks like he's put down a few Fire Wings.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And why not? I mean, maybe that's one thing James and I agree on. Go to Fire Wings. Find the location nearest you at firewings.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings, just wing it. Who's hot? Who's not? And can we finally get a sale in football? We just might. We'll give you the update next.
Get all the latest 49ers news heading into the 2023 season on Sactown Sports.
I think Brock was smart, and we kind of facilitated that he met with a bunch of different surgeons. The hope is he's ready for the regular season. We'll take it as it comes, as we're doing. He's working incredibly hard, and the early returns are really good.
Sactown Sports, Sacramento's official home for 49ers football.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. At Elk Grove Honda, we include many benefits that a private seller just can't match. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection, and our certified pre-owned Hondas are under 5 years old. So you know you're getting the newest Hondas in prime condition. See our exceptional selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
We're going to do Twins in the NBA. We're going to go Twins. We're going to go Twins in the NBA.
The Twins play in baseball.
Yeah, that's weird.
Twin siblings.
Oh.
Would you guys like to guess how many sets of twins are in the NBA?
Right, the Morris twins, the Thompson twins.
Hold me now.
Oh.
Lopez twins.
The Lopez twins.
The Murray twins now.
The Murray twins.
We got 4. I feel like there's another set of twins we're missing.
I do too.
Can you give me one more time the 4 you had?
We have Murray.
Yep.
The
Thompson.
Lopez and Morris.
That's 4.
Yeah. One of the players is on the Miami Heat, and the other one's on the Charlotte Hornets. For the last set of twins, there's 5.
You're saying Hornets, and I'm like, a lot of people.
No, I'm trying to think of Heat players.
Yeah, once upon a time, some people thought that Miles and Mikal Bridges were twins, and they're not.
Twin Bridges, get it?
Yeah, that's funny.
I know.
The Haslams. No, hold on.
There's no Hero twins. There's no Butler
Robinson
twins.
No Butler twins. No,
no
it's going to be somebody on the
Adebayo
bench.
twins.
There's no Hero twins. That'd be funny though.
That'd be actually really good.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Caleb Martin and Cody Martin.
Dang it.
The Martin twins. Well, I would have. If I would have went down, I would have.
I would have. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, pal.
But didn't.
All right, 5 sets of twins.
Shout out to
so twins. Are they?
Twins are hot.
Twins are hot. That's a universal statement. Who's not?
There's no innuendo. That was just straight. That's
yeah, sure.
The second. Okay.
Yeah, easy.
I know.
Easy, Nate.
I am well aware.
Nate the animal.
The not hot Draymond Green. This came out yesterday. He did his little podcast talking about Jordan Poole. Here's a direct quote from Draymond. I don't just hit people. Dialogue happens over time, and you usually ain't triggered by something that fast.
I don't know why I like you reading Draymond Green quotes. Hold on, here's Draymond.
I don't just hit people. Dialogue, of course, happens over time, and you usually ain't just triggered by something like that fast, to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody on my team triggering me, in an instant. We know stuff that you don't say amongst men. You know what I'm saying? We know, things that you have to stand on.
He must have called him a wiener schnitzel.
That's something men don't say to each other.
You don't say that.
So 2 things there.
I want to know what he said.
So you think this is all towards Domas?
What?
When he's saying, like, guys say things that...
He's talking about Jordan Poole.
Oh!
No, he's talking about why he hit Jordan Poole.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know the context of that.
He's talking about Jordan Poole.
I thought he was talking about, like, when he, stomps guys out on the court.
No.
And so I was automatically thinking, I'm like, what did Domas say to him?
I saw most of that, and he also he started out talking about, like, there were teammates and this and that and whatever. I mean, he was clearly talking about Poole in the context.
I'm with you now. I really want to know what Jordan said to him.
Yeah, I do too, because I'll bet you, like, I don't know.
Also, I do not buy the idea that it's not like things said like overtime. Something tells me Draymond is easily triggered.
Yeah, and
very quickly.
And the other part of it is, like, we've heard Draymond say things that you don't say amongst men. And by the way, why is it not amongst men? Why can't you say it amongst women? Like, I'm sure there's things women can say to other women that trigger them.
For sure, but do they say it to a man and it should trigger a man?
I don't know.
It sounds like an excuse.
Like, it's like
I definitely have been triggered many times by my wife.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say
there's that, but not actually. That sounded really bad in the context of Draymond throwing a punch. Not that kind of triggered to be angry.
Yeah, easy there, Jay.
All right. But I want to know what he said. Someone's got to let it out of the bag, and then so the other person could deny it.
If you were a betting man, which I know you're not, and you had to bet either like it was like way over the line or like really Draymond, that's what triggered you.
Okay, I think it's going to be a marriage, and I'm not just doing the my thing. Here's what I think it was.
You kind of doing it.
No. You'll. I think you'll agree with me. I think if we just heard what Jordan Poole said prior to the punch, you'd be like, oh, that's a little over the top. But let's also hear what Draymond said leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something tells me Jordan just didn't randomly go poke the bear.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Draymond wasn't even, you remember the video, he wasn't even on the court. He was on the periphery, running his mouth as usual. And Jordan Poole, who knows?
Jordan standing up for himself.
Right. Maybe he said something like, do something. I don't know. And then Draymond did something. I want to see Jordan Poole in like 2 years challenge Draymond to a cage match.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be great.
For charity and win. Wouldn't we all be rooting for Jordan Poole?
That would be quite the turn of events if something of that magnitude happened and Jordan Poole just kicked the ever-loving you-know-what.
So awesome. That'd be great.
I don't anticipate that, by the way, but.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, now this is like not fully in context, but I've seen it from multiple sources, so it's somewhat valid, but apparently.
Who are your sources?
It's literally just scrolling on Instagram.
That's my favorite thing. All right, so we got solid sources here, Travis.
What's IG telling us, Travis?
What are we hearing?
So from what I've seen and heard is that Draymond said something about that he's gotten more women than he has, than Poole has, and then Poole said, "Don't worry about it. We'll see you in Sacramento next year." And that's why I thought it was interesting, because it had to do with us.
Well, now hold on, because wait a minute. Why is that? Why is the Sacramento thing triggering something? That triggered a memory.
Wait, is that something you don't ever say to a grown man? I'll see you in Sacramento next year.
No, didn't Steph Curry? Didn't Steph Curry say something earlier in the year about getting traded to Sacramento? Or like you would have thought I got traded to I felt like I got traded to Sacramento.
It was about
and that was following him and his wife being silly funny.
Yes.
About why why he's always so hot in Sacramento because they have no fans.
Mm-hmm. But no, that you're remembering correctly. I don't remember the exact context.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he followed that up with something. Maybe that was like, you know what? Maybe we're stumbling onto something via Travis. Maybe you're going to be in Sacramento next year was like the Warriors cutload du jour.
Or was it basically the equivalent of what Draymond was kind of going at KD about? Well, you ain't even going to be here next year.
Right. Like, I mean, Draymond won
Which, by the way, serving Draymond back a little bit of his own medicine, although, as we know, Draymond back in Golden State.
But here's the bottom line. Now that it's all said and done, can we, like, we can establish, right, that Draymond won the fight. Like, not only did he knock Jordan Poole out, and then Jordan Poole had a rough year, and then Warriors fans turned on him in the playoffs, and then he got traded to Washington.
I think the traded to Washington part, probably the worst part of all that.
Yeah, that was like, remember that MMA clip I showed you earlier where the guy did the double hammer fist to the downed opponent? I feel like that's what the trade to Washington was.
That being traded to Washington is the new being traded to Sacramento.
I'm with you, but you know what? Don't sleep on what a Kuzma Poole lineup can do.
A lot of volume shooting, I'll tell you that.
Hold on real quick. Even though they're off of Beal's contract, which good for them. That should open up. But, with Porzingis gone too. Let me see here. What are we looking at there? Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Corey Kispert, Kyle Kuzma.
By the way, everybody talking about Kuzma and Poole, I think Tyus Jones might actually end up being the best player on that team.
I don't necessarily think you're wrong. Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Corey Kispert, Kyle Kuzma, and Daniel Gafford starting at center with Mike Muscala backing him up. You got a bench here, a Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, Denny Avija. I really liked him in the draft, by the way.
I still think he can be a good piece somewhere.
And Bilal Coulibaly, who is kind of the rookie du jour for a lot of people, by the way. That's no joke.
Listen, if everything clicks for that team, they're going to be
old.
Right outside the 10.
I think so.
Stars align, man.
They'll be right outside.
The Wizards are going to suck next year. Not that's kind of an evergreen statement, I guess, at this point.
I mean, not for nothing. Washington's now 24th in salary. So
that's it.
Yeah. Also, Anthony Davis is expected to sign an extension before training camp. So will they put in a clause for games played? I don't think so. We'll take a break. When we come back, Niners at 9. Is Christian McCaffrey the best running back in the NFL? And what's the latest with all these running backs? And they're angry. We'll talk about it next.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins, got any Ghostbusting need to be done? Don't call Sam.
Don't call Sam.
Doesn't Sam Darnold have a history with ghosts?
He does. That's right. He
Yeah.
was seeing ghosts on Monday Night Football. I forgot about it.
Seeing ghosts.
Like there were,
Yeah.
he got absolutely
I
dragged.
know. That was kind of unfair.
It was because the dude was having a terrible game and
maybe he didn't mean what we thought he meant.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes.
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get-early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Sometimes progress toward global net zero can be hard to see, invisible even. Like how Chevron is targeting 25 million tons of CO2 per year in storage and offsets by 2030. While at the same time, working with partners to reduce the cost of carbon capture and scale the technology to other industries like cement, innovating toward lower carbon solutions today while helping others do the same for the future. That's energy in progress. Visit chevron.com/carbon capture.
Summertime is a great time to get your home evaluated for solar. And while you're at it, make sure your roof is in good shape for all seasons. Hey, Jason Ross here to tell you about ACR Solar and Home Services. Go to acrsolar.com to find out all the different things that they can provide for you. And while we're all watching utility costs go up, along with everything else, why not make the most of the sunshine beating down on your roof? Harness that solar power and cut those rising utility bills while at the same time improving the value of your home. ACR Solar and Home Services makes it easy with a simple evaluation that'll show you just what it would take to get your home generating savings that help your bottom line and help protect the environment. So start now, and while you're there, ACR Solar and Home Services can make sure your roof is in prime condition. So just go to acrsolar.com and start your savings today. ACR Solar and Home Services, quality, value, and integrity since 1979.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially a Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal for Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on a young Kings roster at only age 29. You can keep it locked on Sactown Sports, SactownSports.com, for all your updates on the Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Those are the headlines. Now we do the last hour of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
I'm not going to narc you out on specifics, but what got me was you were trying to connect something to something. You said,
but I knew where it was going to go.
You said, random fun fact, I did karate with this person. And I don't know why, but you saying I did karate, like that just,
like I think, the past tense of it.
Yeah, like it's like some Napoleon Dynamite stuff. Did you ever have those Star Spangled Pants like in Napoleon Dynamite? I could. Because you're what? Aren't you like a triple black belt in Taekwondo or something?
None of the above.
Or karate? You got like karate like certificates. I know that.
Yeah, I do have certificates, several. A lot of a big certificate guy.
Not
certificate
happy.
Greater than signed ribbon.
Not happy with Matt George right now. Former NBA.
Yes, former NBA big man Matt George.
Former KHTKer. He had a thought yesterday that he tweeted, and it was on, who's available, who's still left.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel crew.
Right, which, fine and dandy, and I don't really necessarily have an issue with the names he put out for the most part. DJ Augustine, George Hill, Goran Dragic, William Gabriel, Jermichael Green, James Johnson.
Oh, JJ.
Did Matt not?
I think we're ready. Yeah. I don't think this is the place for the JJ.
No, dude. What are you thinking, man?
I don't know, but man, when you talk about a team, if you want that quote unquote dog, is it like James Johnson considered the most feared player in the NBA?
Yeah, if it wasn't for him wearing a Sonics hat in the locker room.
So you don't think a guy can redeem himself?
If James Johnson wants to
If he wears a Kings hat in the locker room.
If at his opening press conference here, he were to say, I am humbly placated, I am so that was the dumbest thing I've done in my life.
This media will bring that up. Like, let's say
I will be there and I'll be there. And I'm afraid of James Johnson, as I should be.
You're going to ask it in the most roundabout, nice way, though.
Yes, I would. And I'll call him Mr. Johnson, sir. But because he will roundhouse kick me. But yeah, dude.
I'm just because James Johnson is yoked. If y'all haven't seen, like, if you remember King's James Johnson, like current James Johnson is bigger and not like James Harden bigger. I mean, like, if dude threw a roundhouse kick, it would break me in half.
He's also 36.
That's fine.
He also wore a Sonics
I'm 37.
hat. He wore a Sonics hat in the Kings locker room during the worst part of relocation. So bad that Gary Gerald was mad about it.
So really, he just has to apologize.
Here's my rule. If you make Gary Gerald even annoyed, much less actually angry, you're not allowed to play for the Kings ever.
Okay, but he comes back, apologizes to Gary. Gary accepts.
It'd go a long way, but he needs to apologize to the fan base too.
So he does all of that. Mm-hmm. You're fine with him as your 14th, 15th
I would
guy?
be finer. All right, this is Niners at 9,
like
not James Johnson.
Scorned lover that's been cheated on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, if my wife was leaving me but still was in the house for 6 months
with a Sonics hat on,
and my daughter comes home with a whoever her new man is t-shirt.
Matt Olson.
Yeah. By the way, I'm really screwing up Niners at 9 here, but you brought it up. My daughter comes home from my
I screwed it up. We're going to blame me.
My daughter comes home from my mom and dad's yesterday. My mom came home and, my sister's up and all that. And she walks in the door. I'm on my way up to bed and I look over. My daughter's wearing a Cypress Hill t-shirt and insists that I approved it. Now, listen, I'm not that guy. I'm just not. And let me be clear, by the way, as somebody who grew up listening to Cypress Hill, it didn't just have the band name on it.
Oh, was it an album cover?
But she thought it was a pretty design.
Did she get it in Seattle?
No, she got it at Hot Topic with her friend.
Oh, so she has no idea who Cypress Hill is. Is that what you're alluding to? And
yeah,
did you educate?
I did the best I could.
Okay.
Those weird moments. I don't want to be too overbearing, but at the same time, like, come on, dude. By the way, Cypress Hill, good stuff. That's why it made it difficult for me.
Oh.
I'm a Cypress Hill fan.
Got it.
Anyways.
When she comes home in a Too Shorts shirt.
Yeah, well, that's going to be really tough because that's my guy. Christian McCaffrey, is he the best running back in the NFL? And the reason we're bringing this up is he got paid.
Yeah.
Well. And
he got paid well, but when you start looking at some money for others, like, dare I say this? Christian McCaffrey is a bargain.
Yes.
Would you like the numbers
on
Christian McCaffrey? So the 49ers have him locked up for the next 3 years with the deal that he signed in Carolina. Christian McCaffrey counts his cap hit this year is $3.4 million.
Bargain.
Next year, 14.1. The following year, 14.3.
That's a bargain.
That's what I'm saying. For all the production you get from him?
Assuming that he's able to maintain some form of level of this production, yes. And I say that only because
he'll be 27 this year.
Yeah. And you should still get about 3 more years of good prime.
I think so. I agree with you.
But as you said in our notes here, and I couldn't agree with you more, the thing with Christian McCaffrey is that Christian McCaffrey played all 17 games last year. Christian McCaffrey had over 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground. But Christian McCaffrey also had over 700 yards through the air. He had that's targets. He had 85 catches and another 4 touchdowns. You're talking about tremendous two-way excellence from a running back. Is he the best running back in the NFL?
Also could throw the ball. Just throw that out there. In this offense, that matters.
Yeah. Is he the best all-around running back?
I'm counting his money into the equation.
Well,
I think that's fair.
Then I would say yes.
You have Derrick Henry as number 2?
I would say Derrick Henry for me is, as far as running backs go, you can give Derrick Henry the ball and just he's going to bully his way into wherever. Yeah, you hand it off to Derrick Henry and let the man cook. Last year, 1,500 yards in 16 games. The year before, only 8 games, but still was almost 1,000. 937 yards. 2,000 the year before, 1,500 the year before, 1,000 the year before that. He's still going to give you. Last year he had 400 yards receiving. That's nothing really to sneeze at.
Because for me, it's like, I know there's an argument for Saquon Barkley, but I don't think he's better than McCaffrey. The only other one to me that's an argument is Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, I think, is, because he plays in Cleveland, is not only underrated, but he just flies into the radar, but he's just so damn consistent. But Nick Chubb also isn't like, he doesn't jump off the page at you. Also, I think splitting some carries with Kareem Hunt probably didn't help him much either. I do think there's a name that some people are missing, and he oftentimes gets skipped over in the equation. He's certainly not, I would still put McCaffrey ahead of him, but I would say if you had to ask me who the second best all-around running back is, or at least was last year, it'd be Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler's really good.
Austin Eckler had just 915 yards on the ground, but he had 13 touchdowns. But he also had 107 catches for 722 yards and 5 touchdowns. You're talking about a guy who combined from scrimmage over 1,600 yards and combined had 18 touchdowns. He's honestly, I would take McCaffrey over him, but not by a lot.
Yeah, no, Eckler's younger than McCaffrey, right?
28. Actually.
Oh, wow.
Problem is that Eckler was backing up Melvin Gordon.
I know he was. And
yeah.
I thought Eckler was younger than
Eckler came into the league in 2017, so he's going into his 7th year, but he came in at 22, but he just had, and I think what Eckler is doing now, and by the way, they're not the same running back, don't get me wrong, but the Eckler situation is mirrored a little bit by the Pollard Ezekiel Elliott situation, where I think Pollard, it was very clear last year that Pollard was the best running back on the Cowboys.
Say it's clear 2 years ago.
Yeah,
running back on the Cowboys.
I agree with you, and I think Pollard now is getting his Austin Eckler moment where, Pollard's legit, dude, and Eckler is legit and does not get enough credit for that. But to your point, yeah, these guys are. That's how you get paid. Is you almost have to be a two-way player, if you will, even though they're both offensive related. But
sure.
Yeah, I think the days of just being a running back, unless you were just super ridiculous and saying, "Oh my God."
And I think the point you're getting to at is I think we've seen a healthy dose now, and just look at the home team right here, the 49ers. If you're just a guy that is good at carrying the ball, I'm not saying those guys are a dime a dozen. I think that's unfair.
Right.
But there are several options out there.
Well, let me continue a conversation we had last year where we were going over Super Bowl winners. We're going to go a couple seconds long here, Nate, because I want to get through this. So last year it was Isaiah Pacheco, but now I have these numbers to go with salaries.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Pacheco, $870,000. Cam Akers with the Rams the year before that, $890,000.
And these were the lead rushers for the Super Bowl winning teams.
The Super Bowl winning leading rusher. Okay. Leonard Fournette with the Buccaneers the year before that, $2 million. Damian Williams with the Chiefs, $1 million. Sony Michel with the Patriots back in 2018, $480,000. LeGarrette Blount, 2 years in a row with 2 different teams, the Eagles and the Patriots, $900,000 and $760,000. The Broncos, C.J. Anderson, $585,000. The year before that, Patriots, 2014, guess who? LeGarrette Blount, $730,000. By the way, sneaky 3 rings for LeGarrette Blount.
I was going to say, if you want to win a Super Bowl, why aren't you signing LeGarrette Blount?
Seahawks.
Also, C.J. Anderson, I don't believe in the league anymore.
No. Percy Harvin, the year before that, with the Seahawks, $2.5 million. Ray Rice with the Ravens, $2 million. Ahmad Bradshaw with the Giants, $1.5 million. James Starks of the Packers.
Forgot about James Starks.
$320,000. So did I. And in 2009, Pierre Thomas of the Saints, $460,000. there are only 3 that made $2 million or more, and the highest $2.5 million.
Did you say Percy Harvin?
Percy Harvin led the Seahawks rushing $2.5 million. There's only a grand total of 5.
Percy Harvin's a wide receiver.
I very much understand that.
That's why I was like, when you said Percy Harvin, I'm like, I don't remember Percy Harvin running the ball.
Yeah, dude, it's the numbers show, by the way, that went back to 2009. That's 14 years.
Jeez.
The numbers are incredibly clear on this. I feel bad for the running backs, but I understand the argument. We'll take a break. When we come back, Daryl Morey takes a stand when it comes to the James Harden situation. We've got audio for you right after this.
Sactown Sports has you covered.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Trey looks significantly better than he did last year. I really do. I think his confidence is there. I think that he's throwing really good passes. I mean, just watching him, he just looks so much more comfortable and confident in the pocket, and I really appreciate that from him, from all the work that he's put into it. He just looks like he's having fun, because when he's out there having a good time, it definitely brings up everyone around him.
Get all your 49ers coverage leading into the 2023 season at Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Y'all ready to do it again, Sacramento? Country in the Park 2 is coming to Heart Health Park at Cal Expo Saturday, September 9th with Cole Swindell, Chris Jansen, Dylan Scott, and more. Plus, a mechanical pool, line dancing saloon, and all the food. Tickets start at $40 or grab your Coors Light Y'all Access passes for $125. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Country in the Park 2, brought to you by Hoblet Dodge, E2 Family Winery, and Hyatt Vacation Club.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
I thought by him opting in, it really helped you. I thought that was great for us.
Well, I think James is a very good player. And right now, unfortunately, he does prefer to be somewhere else. I do have a long relationship with him.
Yeah.
I'm attempting to honor that. But the reality is, if we do look at a trade, it's going to be for one of two things. It's either going to be for a player who continues to help us be right there, like we were last year, up 3-2 on one of the best teams in the East, the Celtics. Obviously, we didn't get it done, but James was a big part of why we got it to 3-2. Or we're going to do it for something where we get enough, draft picks and things like that in a deal such that we can then turn those into a player who it can be a running mate with Joel as well. But if we don't get, either a very good player or something that we can turn into a very good player, then we're just not going to do it.
That's Daryl Morey on Philadelphia radio yesterday, talking about James Harden. And look, Morey's right in what he's doing, but this entire situation is Daryl Morey's doing.
Yeah.
He decided to play with James Harden, and this is what you get. When a bee stings you, is it the bee's fault or is it your fault for grabbing the bee? A bee did what a bee does. This is what James Harden does.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna put in my numbers. We're not gonna win. I want to move on.
And what's crazy is
I'm bored.
Like we saw it in Houston, like really, really poorly.
Mm-hmm.
You traded for him while he was in the act of doing it.
Yeah. And look, you're also setting kind of a concerning precedent for future athletes and young talents aspiring to make a mark in the sports world. It sends a message that it's acceptable to seek greener pastures when the going gets tough or when personal desires override his sense of responsibility to the team that believed in you. Harden's trade request is not just a matter for professional sports. It's a matter of loyalty, commitment, and respect, and his decision to pursue his personal ambitions at the expense of the team and its fans is just simply unfair to Philadelphia. They deserve better. And it's ChatGPT on the trade request. What do you think? You think they're on?
Yeah.
No?
It's a little too articulate for such a kind of cut and dry situation.
I want you to not forget the significance of loyalty in sports. ChatGPT.
That's how you know it's just not working.
I don't. You know what?
I think that is the worst word, especially when you're talking about
loyalty.
Athletes and teams. Loyalty. Spoiler alert. Doesn't exist.
That's
like ChatGPT circa 1978.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Weirdly enough, as a licensed card-carrying James Harden hater,
laminated.
I don't blame him for this. Again,
James Harden?
No. Why am I blaming James Harden? You want me to blame him also for going to Vegas during the season? You want me to blame him for showing up 30 pounds overweight to camp? It's who he is. I blame Daryl Morey, who knows James Harden probably better than any executive in the league, and was naive enough, ignorant enough to think that teaming him up with Joel Embiid would yield good results. Well, no, it did yield good results.
Good
championship results.
It yielded the same results as Ben Simmons.
They have somehow parlayed Ben Simmons. Honestly, the opposite of Heat culture is Sixers culture. Because you took a guy like Ben Simmons completely. This isn't me caping for Simmons, by the way. Simmons is perfectly blamable for all of this.
We're not that because you don't cape for Simmons on a normal
No, I
basis.
do. That's why I threw this out there. This isn't my normal bit of caping for Simmons. What I'm saying is despite all of Ben Simmons' shortcomings in that series against Atlanta, the Sixers did not handle that well. Doc Rivers did not handle it well. Joel Embiid did not handle that well. And Daryl Morey's in charge of everybody.
What's crazy about that is I would make the argument because the Sixers Hawks series and that Simmons one game more than any other is so polarizing.
It really is.
It's so polarizing. You go back and look what James Harden did for 3 straight games there.
How are you doing?
Why isn't that as polarizing? Because you could make an argument again. James Harden was worse.
Because it's not as fun. It's not as fun.
But why not? Why is it not fun to make fun of fat James Harden doing this?
I don't know.
Because I think it is.
I do not understand this weird obsession some people have with. I don't understand how James Harden has, pulled the wool over so many people. Well, I do understand because
one person
because he puts up good. Well, no, I'm talking about a lot of fans too. Like James Harden puts up these amazing numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And they do absolutely nothing for his team.
They're great for the regular season. They're great. Here's what James Harden's numbers are great for: playoff seeding.
Yeah, but then you get to the playoffs and oops, and it happens time and time and time and time and time and time again. By the way, Ben Simmons in that Game 7 against Atlanta had 5 points, 8 boards, and 13 assists to go with a steal. Shot 50% from the field. In that series, he averaged 10 points, 8.5 assists, a little over 6 boards. He shot 60% from the field. He also threw in a little over a steal, 1.3 steals, and a block. Ben Simmons is actually more impactful in that series, to your point, than James Harden was in his series this year. But hey, it's fun to beat up on Ben Simmons. Where are we at with James Harden on that? Why are we not there? And Daryl Morey's going to end up turning Ben Simmons into whatever crap they're going to get back for James Harden, and Lord knows whatever they're going to have to attach to James Harden.
Real quick, because I know we have to go. We probably can carry this over to the next segment. If you're Morey in the Sixers, there's no way if Harden's still on the roster, you're putting him in a uniform, right?
Say that again.
If you're Morey in the Sixers and Harden is still on the roster when training camp opens, you're telling him to stay home, right?
Yes. You want to release that with Philly?
That's my point. this is about to get even worse.
You know what would be? You know what I think the best move for? I think the best move for James Harden would be just to retire. You know what, dude? You've done enough. You're a Hall of Famer. Just retire, bro.
Nah, needs to get that elusive ring.
The only way he's getting a ring is a piggyback. That's the only way. He's getting a piggyback. That is it.
Or he's going to a nice jeweler.
Or maybe he's going to cool down. And maybe the people that can help him with that are my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. So right now they got something they call a quote tool. Quote tool. It's fantastic. You don't have to have somebody come out and, go all through your house and then talk your ear off. You can go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It will help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home, without someone having to come to your home. Go to AmericanEnergyAir.com, check out how easy it can be. Or give them a call, and they'll talk you through what your needs are. 916-520-9990. A-plus Better Business Bureau, been serving Sacramento and the greater Sacramento area since 1981. They're great people. I've met most of them, including the owners. I would not send you somewhere I didn't use myself, and I used these guys 2 weeks ago. My mother-in-law used them last week. These are on my kids. I'm not lying. They're fantastic. They're polite. They're just sweet people that are local and want to do a good job. That's the best endorsement I can give. They're of course they're going to have deals. Of course they're going to be cheap. Of course they're going to do the job right. They're just good people that want to do a good job, and they do. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell me your buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. When we get back, what to watch tonight in sports, and a very special edition of Let's Go Streaking. The Jim Mars edition.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Thinking that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Attention home services contractors who want to grow their business with more leads while leveraging their marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors from architects to landscapers to participate in our advertising co-op. For less than $2,100 per month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. And because there's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, your lead potential is unlimited. Generate more leads than you ever thought possible. Be one of only 3 subcontractors in a category and receive $1 million a year in advertising by leveraging the power of a united group. That's subcontractorsunited.com or Google Subcontractors United for more information. But hurry, categories are filling up.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring. Because of its irresistible scent, and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we would buy from ourselves. At Elk Grove Honda, we include many benefits that a private seller just can't match. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection, and our certified pre-owned Hondas are under 5 years old. So you know you're getting the newest Hondas in prime condition. See our exceptional selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield. These are your Sactown Sports headlines. After what felt like years and years of anticipation, the deal is done. The first Bulgarian EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov, is officially a Sacramento King. The Kings also inked a one-year, $3.1 million deal with Nerlens Noel yesterday. Noel instantly becomes one of the oldest players on a young Kings roster at the age of 29. Keep it locked on Sactown Sports, SactownSports.com for all your updates on the Sacramento Kings for the rest of the offseason. Frankie Cardicelli does a great job of keeping you updated. Those are the headlines. Now we do the last half hour of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
Or are we? Controversy. In yesterday's Let's Go Streak.
Mondays, you skipped it yesterday.
We skipped it?
No, you skipped it.
Why did I skip it?
I think you were talking about something else.
Well, all I know is this. It wasn't just that you messed up a streak. You messed up a record-breaking streak.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay, just saying.
I feel like you're hijacking me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when you jack me. So,
Uh-huh.
let's go to Monday. Carmichael David, you were on a 4-game streak.
I was.
And you committed a little adultery. You win. You picked Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
The Dodgers.
Didn't like it at all.
Los Angeles, California's Dodgers. That's. You know why?
Why?
Freddie Freeman got you ahead.
Oh, Freddie Freeman's not even really a Dodger.
You're now at
Sports research.
You can't hear me?
No, we can't. Go ahead. He's putting his headphones on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what?
It's very important
What
research I'm doing, yes.
Hit the button, please.
Yeah, we're just in the middle of a bit. That's okay. Yeah, one job. One job.
We got a few jobs.
You know who would never do that?
Hey, Mars.
You know, never misses the cues. You know,
Don't do it.
I gotta say it. Kyle Ledbetter joining us tomorrow, Thursday.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
He can ride the rest of the week out.
Yeah, yes.
That's good. This week's wearing on me, so I think it's the right move.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's been a tough one. For
All right. It says
Nate.
you have been on the struggle bus this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not.
You are. You're always my first. You. This is well known. You're always my first choice. No offense to Kyle.
Oh, as like a backup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No,
I'm not lying.
statement.
That's a true story.
All right.
I cape for you all the time.
Yeah.
I used to.
So
those days are over.
That's fine. I've had you get me out of here. I think it's time. We We've had enough of each other.
We
Dave.
need relief board ops.
Has he jumped the shark in the board Olympics?
Can we do a thing where we have like somebody warming up the bullpen around 8?
I just hired a new one.
Nate's, did you?
I did.
Yeah, we go to the righty.
I'm also interviewing for another one today. If you want to board up with this show, go to Bonneville's website and you can apply now.
My goodness. All right.
So
it's time to.
I'm so sorry.
Take him out, coach. He's not ready to play.
Oh, my goodness. We need the righty, please. Yeah, exactly. He just got ejected. Dear Lord.
All right. Let's try this again.
Chris, what's that whiskey you like?
Are you trying to bait Verlon with whiskey?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Why can't we just do a segment like normal?
All right, let's go streaking.
All right.
I want it to be clear. None of this is my fault.
The master streaker. His name is Jason Ross.
Yeah.
On vacation, I still believe in Las Vegas. He's been there for over a week.
He told me yesterday, though, that because I'm assuming you don't have a player, right, from him? He said,
I'm gonna.
Okay.
You're ruining my whole thing.
Sorry, I was telling you what he told me.
He told me the same thing. We both conversed.
What did he tell you?
Well, I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, Jason, congrats on the streak. Pick a guy."
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm not picking anybody. No. I'm too mad."
He's pouting.
I was like, mad? I'm like, dude, you just set a record. Who sets a record and pouts? He goes, "No, I didn't."
No, he didn't.
And I'm like, sure you did. Luis Arias got you 4 hits on Saturday.
Yeah.
My bad. Looked at the wrong box score. So let's go to Friday. Jason Ross picking the safest bet in baseball to get you a hit, probably. Nate, at 10 games, please give Jason Ross.
Yeah, hey, play the thing, Nate.
Ooh, you suck.
Sorry, it's over. It's over now.
It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
10 games. Nobody can beat 10 games.
No, that's where it all stops.
And I can't imagine me telling him he won sat well with him because he's like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, at least he was honest, and he's always going to be.
Yeah, what is Jason Ross? So me and Jason go from 10-6 to 0.
And I'm at 5?
You're at 5.
Wow, I'm halfway there.
Also, Jason is serious. Jason will not play till he's back next week. He's that angry.
I'm going to go with a tried and true, which is whoever's playing the A's. And here's a rough part. So the Red Sox are playing the A's today. You look at ERA.
That's a tough one to pick.
Ken Waldichuk, his ERA currently is 6.66. Yeah, I'm a little oogie about this one.
Oh, you think the devil might end your streak?
That's either really good for me or really bad for me. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flirt with the blue a little bit here. But it's my favorite Dodger, ex-Dodgers. Give me Justin Turner.
I can't be mad at that.
I can't be mad at that at all. Give me Justin Turner versus the A's today.
Whenever you want to get back on a streak, there's usually a name to go to.
Luis Arias?
No.
No?
We'll go Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani versus the Yankees and the former Giant Carlos Rodon.
Not off to a good start for Rodon off the injured list, is it?
5-2-3, 0-2. Yeah, it's a little rough. By the way, we should mention the Giants today will continue their series versus the Reds. That's a 4.10 first pitch. Russ Stripling on the mound with his 6.11 ERA.
I really thought that was a good signing for them, too, because I loved Chicken Strip when he was with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
solid.
Chicken Stripling.
Yeah, he tends to give up the long ball, though.
Yeah, so far no good. The Giants, however, have won 7 in a row. They have won 8 of 10, and they are part of the Cincinnati Red 6-game losing streak. They've contributed 2 to that. So, and in the process, let's just...
Which I don't like that.
No?
I've really enjoyed the Reds story. If they all of a sudden just tank outside coming out of the All-Star break, that sucks.
By the way, on this 6-game streak here, losing streak, Ellie De La Cruz is sitting at 2 of 24. 2 of 24.
Raises the question. Ellie De La Cruz washed?
2 of 24 with 12 strikeouts.
That's hitting under 100, kids.
Including 4 strikeouts yesterday against.
Any of those hits happen to be an extra base hit at least?
No. He has two singles in their 6-game losing streak.
Give him this though. Still great with the glove.
Wonderful with the glove. Wonderful with the arm too. 3 of those 6 losses were 1-run games. 2 of them were 1-0 games. One of them was a 4-2 10-inning loss to the Giants. Actually, 11-10 yesterday. So they have 3 1-run, 2 2-runs, and a 3-run loss.
Well, I'll tell you this much.
They're pretty close.
If you're going off of just starting pitchers and their ERAs, this is going to be another high-scoring ball game.
Yeah. We'll take a break when we come back. All right. How about Whitey and Watkins? A little crosstalk, celebrity birthdays, brought to you by Crumble Cookies and more. We'll do that right after this.
The Kings are running it back.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes. Alex Lynn just went above the iron with a 2-hand throwdown. And that was as nasty as we've seen him in a Kings uniform.
And welcoming some new faces.
Oh, and here comes Vezenkov. He gets the big finish.
Fisher rejected by Mr. Vezenkov.
Keep it locked on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Hello, Sacramento. Doug Christie here, and I have something to share. Recently, I asked myself to determine the one most indispensable thing I use to do my job, the one I couldn't do without. The winner, forget the phone, which I live on, and the video editor, which makes my life understandable. The winner was the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Yes, the one I tell you about each week keeps me going comfortably supported, pain relieved, and vital. So it strikes me that if Good Feet is the most important go-to tool to relieve pain or just keep me going, shouldn't you give it a try? I think so. Come to the Good Feet store today for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk. Experience the comfort, balance, and support of the Good Feet 3-step arch support system. Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Attention car shoppers. Are you ready for the deal of a lifetime? Introducing the all-new 2023 Kia Forte LXS at Elk Grove Kia. You won't believe your ears when you hear this offer. We're offering the stylish and reliable 2023 Kia Forte LXS for the unbelievable price of just $99 per month. That's right, under $100. Don't let anyone tell you it's impossible, because at Elk Grove Kia, we're making the impossible possible. The 2023 Kia Forte LXS combines affordability, performance, and style like no other sedan on the market. Worried about credit? Not at Elk Grove Kia. The management team has over 100 years of combined experience. We know how to say yes a lot more than the other guys do. Bankruptcies, repos, collections, or no money down? Elk Grove Kia says yes.
2023 Kia Forte, $99 per month plus tax, 36 month lease, $49.95 due at signing, residual of $12,874.84, Visa, 10K per year, 20 cents per mile, low reserve, security deposit required, subject to Kia finance, tier 1 approval, one of this payment, GK 889464599, offers expires 7/31/2023.
Elk Grove Kia.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Come on, guys. Can't just be us. Or could it?
I saw Watkins earlier.
Are they protesting the crossover?
Did we do something to offend them?
I
mean, probably.
Go down the list of things that could have offended.
Are they in a meeting?
Was it my joke yesterday that it went over well with nobody?
I think that might be it. I don't know what to do here because, I mean...
Hey, Nate, can you go see where those guys are at?
All right.
Oh. Which one are you calling?
Well, Whitey never answers his phone.
Oh, so you're trying Chris.
I'm going to give the young one.
Why do I have a feeling he's in Brian's office?
They probably both are. Just usually
escapes.
Brian has the... Hello?
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air. Where are you?
We're in a meeting with the boss man.
Told you.
I mean, we're this crosstalk.
Oh, that old thing. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
I mean, come on. I get the boss is important, but it's crosstalk.
So, what does the boss think about our show if he's having a meeting during
crosstalk?
I know.
All right.
Well, we'll be there in a second.
Hey,
we'll rush over right now.
Hey, did he say anything about me? Is it good?
I mean, it was all about you.
Okay, good. All right. Well, that's all I need to hear. Hey, Chris, what's coming up on the show today?
Got him.
So, let's see. A couple of things I have for you then.
I was really excited to show Whitey my immaculate grid, too. Which is something every grown man says.
You can do that in your own time, bro. Let's see. Well, I got a couple things for you here. The Browns will wear a white alternate helmet.
Oh.
With white throwback jerseys.
Oh.
In week 2 against the Steelers.
The
for Monday Night
Browns are
Football.
doing this.
They will also wear them in a week 6 at home game against the Niners, which means the Niners can't wear their white alternates. Yeah, they're the Browns.
Justin, do you make the joke or not after
No,
yesterday?
nope. Whatever. I don't even know, but no.
Well,
no, just don't. Hey, how about some Trey Lance news?
Okay.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance news.
He is reportedly going to look like a, quote, different player at training camp, according to his private coach, Jeff Christensen. Debo even said he's seen, quote, significant improvements from Lance. He has, as we know, spent his offseason working out with Patrick Mahomes. George Kittle said last season, you may remember, that Trey Lance has an insane ceiling and reminds him of Josh Allen.
Well, George Kittle talked, too, about just how much of improvement he's made this year.
Yeah,
guys have been hyping Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm. Shohei Ohtani is good at the baseball. He has hit as many home runs in the 7th inning or later over his last 28 games. He's at 12, by the way. As any other baseball player has hit total during that time, since June 12th. That's the most home runs in the 7th inning or later over a span of 28 games in MLB history. How hard is that? Like, can you imagine the intern that's like sitting there going through every 28 game stretch since like 1860?
Yeah, I was wondering, is there like a database that has like an easy search on that stuff?
No,
Stathead.
they have to do it by
Stathead?
you have to do it by hand.
Stathead's great.
Oh.
Hey, Chris Watkins. Hey, it's Whitey Gleason, everybody. Hey.
Fresh from the boss's
Right.
office. Hey, did you guys get in trouble?
Yes.
Yeah, how was it? Was it good? Yeah, did you have a good talk?
Yeah, we were
No?
talking about what we were talking about yesterday. Down here and over there, and, all over the place.
It's here, it's there, it's every
big swim party.
Yeah, the big swim party, exactly. With
By the way, we
floaties
have
and all
10
that.
people that have said they would go
10 people that said they go where?
to your swim party.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. If only 9 people show up, I'll give it an hour, then everybody has to leave because then you can't do the bait and switch.
Is it 9 employees or 10 total counting family members? These things matter.
10 total. I'm just putting Whitey's phone up against mine, and I'm kind of jealous. Mine is a garage door opener. And
Yeah.
Whitey's is like a pager.
Sleek, efficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you, my friend.
Thank
Hey.
you. Thank you.
Well, welcome, man. Glad you guys could make it.
Why did you do Immaculate Grid yet?
I looked at it. I haven't done it yet.
Good one today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Noop's Grid really good too.
Not much here.
Cesar Tovar. One of my answers.
It's National Words with Friends Day. Anybody play that anymore?
No.
Do you guys have a go-to
friends?
Yeah.
I know you don't.
I never played Words with Friends ever.
I know you don't because you can't really see anything on that phone. But do you guys have any go-to games on your phones? I play slot machine. I have a slot machine game.
I don't play mobile games.
Only on planes. I do Sudoku on planes.
Okay, but not like pass the time. Oh,
No.
here's
Flappy Bird or whatever.
Angry Birds.
Yeah.
No, like I'm one of those people that randomly starts Wikipedia things to pass time on my phone.
Sure.
Today's National Daiquiri Day.
Oh, my hoops grid, a la Abdul Nabi.
Hey, nerd.
Sorry.
And finally, today is National Hot
Says
Dog
the guy
Day.
talking about National Daiquiri Day.
That's not daiquiris are cool, right? Not really. I don't care.
Do you guys know who Lloyd Banks is?
Yeah.
Basketball player.
Had to call a ambulance for him after a strong reaction from a strawberry daiquiri at McCooney one
Is he
time.
allergic?
I think so.
Apparently, wow.
Yeah.
Way to throw McCooney under the bus, though.
No, it was Lloyd Banks who's being thrown under the bus.
Wait, who is Lloyd Banks?
G-Unit.
Oh, that's right. Says the guy acting like he did.
Early 2000s.
Today's National Hot Dog Day. I actually said yesterday, I'm not in on calling a hot dog a glizzy. I don't know why it really bothers me.
I'm very anti-glizzy.
Yeah,
for
it's
the hot
just
dog.
dumb. It's a hot dog. Yeah,
A
right.
what? You lost me.
Hot dog.
Some people
what
call
about
it
it?
glizzy.
A glizzy. They
Why?
were
Frankie Cardicelli.
Exactly.
Big glizzy
Simone
guy.
glizzy.
Mm.
Says the same thing.
It's the youths.
It is the Utes.
Where does that come from?
I really
don't know.
Internet.
Right.
Yeah, it was
a
a
glizzy.
yeah.
Because I got to be honest, the first time I heard the term glizzy, I did not think that's what it was.
Oh, I had other
At
thoughts
all.
as well.
I thought that was something not great.
My
Just-
favorite glizzy is Desmond Blaine. Memphis Grizzlies.
Damn it.
Mm,
I was wondering.
mm,
Do you have a favorite?
mm.
Do you have a favorite glizzy?
I do.
Memphis?
A Seattle dog.
I was thinking about making Seattle dog tonight.
That's a hot dog with jalapenos and
No
cream cheese. Yeah.
You're not a cream cheese guy?
Because it coats.
Not on a hot.
Look, I'm a hot dog purist. I am a mustard on the hot dog, no
Yeah,
ketchup.
sure.
I'm with you. But it's a Chicago dog or a Seattle dog for me. You?
A Seattle Dog would be a great series on FX. I don't know what it would be, but did you see Seattle Dog last night? It's series finale. Oh, man.
This week on Seattle Dog.
Can't believe what Glizzy said.
She's a main character.
Celebrity birthdays.
Celebrity birthdays.
Hey.
Do we have a sponsor for this?
Yeah, it's our friends at Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies.
How about Crumble? There's how good we are. Taste buds wish you would.
Thank you. Whitey, please. Nice. Well done.
Held it.
There's Blizzy.
Nope.
No, back
Still
to you.
not good.
Back to you. Hey, back to you, celebrity birthdays.
That's Nate's
Yeah, I know. I was
corner.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah, hey,
Hey,
good
buddy.
morning, Nate. Nate's
Why
doing-
that Grizzlies one got me?
Good.
Very funny. All right. Khan himself, Benedict Cumberbatch. How old is he?
Benedict Cumberbatch. He's a great Sherlock.
Isn't he
by the way.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
He's also the Grinch.
No, have you ever seen
In the
Sherlock
internet.
on Netflix with Benedict Cumberbatch?
Couple episodes.
It's
Pretty good.
Also,
it's maybe the best TV series outside of West Wing I've
sounds
ever
like
seen.
a French war general.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
No, for real. And I don't even think his friends like call him Ben or Benny or something. If you get a chance,
How old is he?
if you want to go down a rabbit hole, look up In Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis and
Great show.
Benedict Cumberbatch is pretty funny. He is 44.
46.
49.
Saying 52.
J. Mars, 47.
Wow.
Also, I think he and Domantas Sabonis have the same eyes. I've thought. This
Oh,
for a
yeah.
long
I've heard
time.
you say that. I
Yeah,
think
they,
you're right.
They
yeah,
do.
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
the same eyes.
I agree with that.
Go
Okay.
Cumberbatch's court vision is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Back to you.
Guitarist Brian May. Also, what band does he play for?
No.
Bismillah, we will not let you go. Queen.
Which
Yeah.
band
That's
does he
Tom
play
Bailey's
for?
like favorite person ever.
Also, longtime sports personality on News 10.
Yes.
Brian May. Good guy.
70.
Why was I going to say the Beach Boys?
Because you're weird.
76.
God, Jay.
Yeah,
How embarrassing.
I think
dude. Come on.
I think you're plus or minus one, so I'll say 75.
I'll go 80.
69.
Too easy for Whitey. 76 on the
Well
dot.
done, guy.
On the dot.
Hey, did you ever hear his cover with Dave Grohl of "Have a Cigar" by Pink Floyd?
No.
It was awesome. I'll send it to you. So
That's
you
awesome.
I'll send it to you so you don't listen to it.
Where's your phone?
Hey, remember Surf's Up? But wait, you son of a. Back to you.
Riley Curry. Steph Curry's daughter.
Oh, no.
Why is that funny? I
That's
can't
not
guess
a
her age.
celebrity birthday.
That is a celebrity
No,
birthday.
it's not.
I didn't think that would get that big of an
No, she's Riley's 12.
30.
11.
Yeah, 30.
14.
God, Whitey, 2 on the dot in a row.
Because he has my phone. He's looking it up.
It's not, it's
phone.
not
'cause you
fair. He
cheat?
cheated. He used to do a Warrior show.
That's a good point.
This came up all the time.
They would interview.
How old is Riley? Was a regular segment.
Yep.
Right after Seattle Dog.
All right, last one. UFC, maybe the greatest to ever do it. John Jones,
Yes.
brother of Chandler and
And one more. He's
Sean?
in the NFL.
Chris Jones.
No.
Son of Caldwell.
Yes.
Arthur.
Chris Jones, Chandler Jones are both in the NFL.
Yeah, but Arthur Jones is his other brother.
Who's not in the NFL?
He is in the NFL.
Who's he play for?
I know he played for the Ravens. I don't know who he's playing for now.
You sure?
I don't think Chris Jones is his brother.
I was just about to say that.
Chris
Chandler
Jones-
and Arthur Jones, I thought, were his brothers.
Chris Jones, you're talking about the
For
Chiefs
the
D
Chiefs.
tackle?
Yeah.
That's not his brother?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't. I think Arthur. I know Chandler is, and I think Arthur is. Anyways,
All right,
John,
anyways.
John Jones is 30. Oh, God, it's one or the other. 35. 34. 34. Final answer.
37.
I was going to say 37. 36.
38, by the way. It's a shame you guys didn't name the Martin twins today on.
That was just a big mess on our part. There's no excuse. Do we have all guesses in?
Yes.
36.
Oh, wow.
nailed it.
Did nail it.
Congrats. And Dave, you were right. It's not Chris Jones. You guys are totally right. I'm a stupid idiot. My bad.
I didn't say that.
Don't say that.
What is
Yeah,
coming
let
up
us say that.
on the show today?
Wait, we don't. Are we on? No more celebrity. That's it.
What's the end of the show?
That's a week
Talking
back.
about
4.
Seattle dogs.
Yeah,
too
well,
much.
we got Riley
Oh,
Curry.
give us one more.
We got 30 seconds.
Go.
Shane Dawson. It's a bad group
Oh
today.
my
It's
gosh,
a bad
the
group today.
YouTuber?
Yes, it's a
Used to be
bad group
good kicker
today.
for the Niners.
Yeah,
Shane
it really
Dawson's
was.
not relevant. Anyways, what do you guys got coming up?
Coming up today, the Kings are hoping the Vezenkov deal ends up being one of the most significant in Kings franchise history. What is
What
the
is?
most significant move in Kings franchise history? Maybe a belated Beanie on the line.
Ooh.
I gotta be honest with you. My first reaction was like, "Duh, that's so easy. There's only one possible." But I have a feeling you're gonna have a sneaky one. Oh, all right.
Well,
Woody Watkins coming up next.
Sneaky.
For everybody, mainly except Nate, who kind of half-assed it today. Bye now.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.